the beat.
Total Spoon to get your information. Total Spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat Cape Granulate, my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV.
Start on Monday, which is this coming Monday, they will start doing an assessment of all of the different areas that is responsible for hoarding, issue of rehabilitation centers. They will map out all the rehabilitation centers that it is in the country. So to those of you who are working in those lines, who have been providing services for people who found themselves in ghettos, it will be important to reach out to the Ministry of Health to be able to work together on that. Interestingly, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, as well as our international partners, we're all working on these same areas before. So the Ministry of Health team that's leading the effort on the issue of drugs and alcohol addiction by young people, they will be working in consonance of one another, because one of the things that the president has stressed for this administration is to ensure coordination between line agencies and ministries, so that at the end of the day, everyone is contributing to a bigger portion of the pie, so that you can do your bit and the rest of the other people do their part. Finally, as you've heard, His Excellency the President has requested the legislature for the allowance of the usage of at least $4.3 million. So it's showing that the government doesn't shut down, that the government runs. We're hoping that the legislature will expedite that process to continue to work in the interest of the Liberian people. So far, those are the key issues I wanted to touch on today. Should you have questions around those subjects, or the generality of other issues, feel free to engage us, and we will have your questions answered. So again, thank you very much for coming, and I look forward to our continuous engagement.
The voice of the Presidential Press Secretary, Madam.
So we will have
Kula
Ellis
Fofana
from our office to coordinate the questions and answer period. So you will call your name and your institution you represent and ask your question. And please be succinct with your question, so you allow your colleagues to ask as well. Thank you.
Madam Kula for fun and there, and of course,
Good
Alex
afternoon,
Kapara Spirit.
President
Questions will begin.
I report for King Stephen and Maurice Gascombra. A day or two ago, the social media in Nigeria went socially amok with information that were provided on the website and both the Facebook pages of the executive mansion. I wanted to clarify the issue of the president meeting the Ghanaian leader for a 2-day working visit versus the president meeting the vice president of the. Can you please clarify for the public? Thank you so much.
Question number 1 there. And this is the regular press briefing, executive mansion. Presidential press secretary.
My name is Anthony Jefan for ABC Radios. Additionally to the question asked by Mr. Brown, the communication sent to the Liberian legislature said the president was going to Ghana for 2 days. The president spent like 3. How can you address that? Thank you.
Questions will continue. But it's the regular.
Hello, my name is Mark. My name is Mark Nagonfe, and I report for the New Republic newspaper. Madam Presidential Press Secretary, I want to know, you said the team will be mapping up rehabilitation centers. What exactly are we expecting from them? What's the government planning setting up more rehabilitation centers because they fight against drugs? Need more rehabilitation centers. That's 1. 2. I read on a newspaper that the EPS is expected to reduce its force by 500. Can you address this?
Questions will continue.
Thank you so much, Madam PPS. My name is Sombon, and I report for Crown FM. And yesterday, we saw footages on the social media of His Excellency the President in conversation with High Command of the Armed Forces of Liberia. We are yet to get any information surrounding our meeting. 2, how soon do we expect to see the new Defense Minister? Thank you.
The presidential press secretary.
Thank you. I'm Julius Quantum
The jotting down
on
notes.
Fortune Television. To follow up to that question, one of the local dailies reported allegedly that the retired and Aztec defense minister was coerced to resign. I'd like to get clarity from the office of the president whether he was coerced to resign. And so one of my questions, the deputy minister for the Ministry of States during a confirmation hearing told members of the national legislature that over 700 ghost names were discovered on the payroll here at the Ministry of State. I'd like to know which yardstick did she use, and if can there be any provision for information to the public. And lastly, from my end, nominated government officials that have been confirmed and as per constitution should have been commissioned by now by the president, but they are currently working. Are there any reasons why? Thank you.
And if you just
Thank you
join
very
us.
much. I will begin with your last question. You know, the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia provides the basics for which the presidency can do certain things. For example, on the issue of the role of the president appoints or nominates in the first instance, as I said earlier, the Senate confirm and the president appoint. So that is the constitutional provision. On the issue of commissioning, it's just a ceremonial aspect. The fact that these people have been appointed and they've gone through the confirmation hearing, they already have that authority given to them by His Excellency, they are allowed to do that. And on the issue of the commissioning, it's going to happen very soon, as soon as possible time. Commissioning will happen. So on the issue of 700 ghost names, I hope you were part of the, or you did fully listen. She never said that there was 700 ghost names. But what she did say clearly was that the department realized that there were over 700 employees who were not, or 700 persons who were not covered under the civil service, process. They were not employed, they were not officially employed under the government, and that they were being paid from the supplementary budget, and they were being managed by someone from the Ministry of Finance, and that particular period was managed by someone from the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of State at the time. So it is not that there is 700 ghosts, but these are actual people who are within the system of the Ministry of State. And to give you a brief update, by Monday, the Civil Service Agency, along with the Ministry of State and the GEC, I'm sure they will be coming here to conduct personnel audits. So they will be expected, people who are here will be expected to provide their information of their work on it, what work they're doing, how they employ, the employment information and all of that, so that we're able to put systems in place. So that is, the information as we will provide them. On the question of whether or not the Minister of Defense was coerced to resign, I think at this point we need to get to a point where we're all able to receive and believe information that is given. I say this to mean that, in the press statement released by the executive mansion, well known the former defense minister did tender in his resignation, and the president received the resignation letter and accepted it, and even praised the defense minister at the time. And there's no time the president never and will not, and in fact, you listen to this statement, it was very clear when the president spoke to the nation. He said that given the political question of his resignation or his taking off of the job was not being considered, when the women brought in a petition. So we'd like to inform you that at no point in time that the minister was coerced by the president. And one of the things that I keep telling all of us, especially those of us who are covering the mansion and even beyond, is that we will not be in the business of responding to gossips or hearsay or information posted on social media, because some of the comments, and I will encourage journalists to be more research-based, to get information for yourself and not just rely on a social media post. Or let's get to a business of doing due diligence to topics, so that you can be quoting somebody saying something on social media. And I said this countless times, we'll not be in the business of responding or all the time reacting to this individual, accusing this or assuming this happened. But with the fact, we will provide you the facts. We'll tell you, we will inform you of the workings of the presidency. And that is why that is what we want to do. That is what we signed up to do, and we'll continue to do that. On the question of how soon the new defense minister, but I hope, again, it comes back to the due diligence. I'm sure you listened to the president's speech. In that particular speech, he did appoint an acting defense minister, who is Madam Geraldine George of the Ministry of Defense. So she's acting minister. On the question of meeting with the AFL, the meeting with the AFL happened during the course of the discussion at the time when in fact, it was the very same day that the then Minister of Defense tendered in his resignation. So that the photographs you saw online was the meeting of that day. There hasn't been a new meeting held with the AFL. As the president has said during his message, was that the committee, a team have been set up to be able to investigate the situation that's happening. Until that committee reports back, the security team is working along with the team to ensure that all of that is clear. On the issue of 500, EPS will be reduced by 500. Well, right now, as I've mentioned, the issue of the bloating of the civil service or people who are within different line ministries and agencies is not even only with the Ministry of State. It cut across many ministries and agencies of government. And one of the issues the team from the EPS have consistently also said is the overcrowdedness of the EPS with people who may not necessarily have that qualification or the training. So one of the proposals is that they're going to do again an assessment of the entire EPS code, because you know the EPS is an executive protection service. You should be trained and up to the standard and up to the task to be able to hold that role. So yes, the EPS is also reviewing their personnel portfolio, and they will be updating us, will be updating His Excellency on the next course of action. But there's just that there are different things that have happened, and different things will happen over the course of the time, such as the training, more training for EPS, as I said last week. And you will see some semblance of professionalism in all of our security apparatus, especially so with the EPS. On the issue of the rehabilitation centers, what the Ministry of Health, along with the committee, will begin on Monday is an assessment to know where the institutions that say they're doing rehabilitation programs are. So, for example, if you say you're doing program around rehabilitation, so once you map out across the country, once you map out who are the people, supporting or doing these kinds of interventions, it will be good. Now you have that, then you have.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, George James on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia.
Okay, Spoon will definitely tell you what's happening in Liberia, what is happening in the ministries, what are the happenings in the agencies. Of course, this is why we come up here every time to bring you up to speed with those different happenings. I'd like to say welcome again to another edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. We're here again live across the Spoon network. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1 FM. We're live on Spoon 107.5 FM, and we are live on Super 95.5 FM as well. We want to say thanks to all of our partner radio stations across Liberia that are relaying this program. Thanks to Gibi FM, thanks to Punch FM, thanks to Trend Radio in Grand Crew, thanks to Premier FM in Bon County, and as well Trust FM in Bomi County. It's always great. It's always a great thing being here to talk about Liberia, to express our views, to bring you up to speed with those different happenings in the country. My name is Nelson Colette, and I want to say welcome to another fascinating show coming up for you. Kindly share the program as you come on tonight. We are streaming live across the internet. We're live on YouTube. The handle is Spoon Talk Live. We're live on Facebook, on Spoon TV, on Fabric TV, and on Super TV. We're also streaming live. Yes, on those different handles. All right. So again, thanks for joining us. Let me go across to bring in the team. I see Josh Wheeler is already here. Josh, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thanks to our
Josh,
our listener.
Okay, you just coming on now.
Yeah, so thanks to our listener for coming. Let's have a wonderful show.
Okay. Sandy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
It's good to be here. Good evening from my end. Good morning, Nelson, and I believe George is good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
Yeah.
On a
And
Saturday morning.
see, it's already Saturday to the bell. We met Julian.
Chilling on ice, man. Chilling on ice.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. on Friday evening.
I know.
Imagine
Good.
6 p.m. I
Yeah.
wish I could turn back the hours a little bit from my end. Take it
I
back to
know,
6.
right?
It's 6
Take
p.m.
it back to 6 p.m. when
Yeah.
it's already 1. It's already 1 a.m. here, man.
Yeah.
Going very close to.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's 22 minutes to 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Sorry, 2 a.m. 22 minutes running up to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
on a Saturday. Yeah, weekend is here. a lot of people wait eagerly for weekend. I don't know as to whether it happens in the parts of the world where you guys are, but here in Liberia, so many people wait eagerly for the weekend. I don't know why, but they say that weekend is the time when they get to do some things that they don't do on a normal working day and all of that. And maybe Josh knows what I'm talking about, but
Oh,
uh,
come on, Nelson.
in our own line of work, it's almost like we don't have holidays, we don't have weekends and stuff like that. But Josh says when he worked, now he told me the other day, he said, look, man, when I worked with Oatmeal in Liberia, we had time on the weekend. We were the Oatmeal workers. We'll go to places and make things happen because we
Exactly,
were the
man.
guys,
Exactly.
yeah, we were the guys working with the Oatmeal at the time. Josh said, look, my man, we used to go and make things happen, especially on the weekend. Yeah.
True.
So,
Definitely.
No
It still
policy.
happens here, though. It still happens here. It just depends what you do. If you are in the human services, division, I mean, you work shift, so you work any day. But yeah, it depends where you work. For me, I work from Monday to Friday, the same I used to do in Liberia. It's incredible. So I look forward to the weekends every time that I have time on my hands. I can go downstairs and do gymming. I can go and swim in the pool. I can do all sort of things, guys.
there you
Liberia
go.
was better though. You get more time. Liberia was better. You get more time. You get more friends to catch up with. Yeah, most of your friends they are in different areas. The economy runs 24 hours here. So your friend you work in different places. My man, I may going to work on Saturday. You're going to work on on Sunday. It just makes up. But
Yeah, you,
it is
you
what
don't
it
get the
is.
same schedule. And
No,
the
no.
weekend doesn't work the same for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I saw Cindy in the gym the other day. You and I imagine what this guy
Don't
was
play,
doing in the
don't
gym, man.
play it here.
I will
Just,
get my two bob to my house. I can put something more than the
just
man
leave
was
it.
sweating.
Just leave it behind it. Just leave it behind the scene.
Oh my god.
Good.
Bad. Send me send me the video.
Let me tell it to you.
Send me the video. He said, look up that video. It's in the chat room. See what your brother doing. Oh, I saw the video. I said, no. The show needs to know about this. But yeah, man, we're gonna be joined by the rest of the guys. It's gonna be a great show. We should have had some guests, but we thought to push everything to the fresh start of the week. We want to start the week fresh with a lot of other issues. So many issues we have, and there are people that will be coming on as we talk about those issues. Look, Liberia needs to get better, and regardless of where we sit, whether you support the ruling establishment, you support the opposition bloc, or even as a media person, we all owe it to our country to do what we can to make sure that our country gets better, and that's part of the reason why we come up here. And in the process of doing that, sometimes you get the latches. Sometimes you get people that would disagree with you bitterly. And in the process, some people go beyond the disagreement and even want to go personal. That's part of the whole process, the whole journey of wanting to see the kind of country that we all want to see for ourselves. To get Liberia to where we want to see it, it requires a whole lot, sacrifices and a lot. So, yes, next week is going to be tense, but today is also going to be a great show. I want to say thanks to all the folks that have joined us. Please share the program as you come on. So we have a great show here today. Let's recognize a few of the guys that are here. A few of the folks that are joining us. Okay, so we're just starting, and they're not really many. I see Josh Stevens, Daniel Zau. He says he's falling from representing Yeke Colobas District, District 10, Monserrado County. And you have, it says Genesia Tools, Giflord Jr. We have, I see Hamson Wati, Walati. Yeah, Hamson Walati. Yeah, George knows that name a lot. I think Josh and Cindy too, because it sounds like a name from that region. Walati.
Walati.
What does that mean? Do you guys have an idea of what that Walati? No idea.
The one I
So
know, the global one I know, it means to waste something. Yeah,
to
to
waste
waste
it?
something. Yeah, waste it. Yeah.
Oh, hey, but then it's serious. Oh, somebody need Walati. So you
Because
waste it. You get.
on our side, yeah, they got different dialects and things mean different things. So I might
Yeah.
be
Okay.
completely wrong here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. That's true. Maybe we'll ask Masha territory too.
I just
Never know our own battle first.
exactly.
Masha territory don't know pass that Walati.
You guys started with the politics too early. Cindy.
Yeah. Walati. Cindy, you want to take on few of the guys to recognize them?
Yeah, I see Mr. James Boke Robertson. I see Manuel, is that Kulo? I see Joe Morris. Cash. Amos T. Good evening. Ma Jenison, good evening. Mr. Musa Ability. Musa, good evening. Amadou Ba. I got Turkon. Is that Kargat? Turkon, sorry, oh, I'm not for that. But I see Miss Beatrice L. Monley. Beatrice, good evening. Lucini B. Ducle. Lucini, good evening. Moses Thomas. I see Lavina Zeze. DJ Dew, Mr. DJ Dew, good evening. Comfort Mensah is here. W. Kofa Eastman, good evening from my end. Josh?
Okay. Josh, you want to take on a few to recognize a few?
Well, I really don't know where my brother stopped, but I just want to say Beatrice Mole, Chokon Kanga, Amadou Ba. I think the Amadou Ba that come on now in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Musa A. Belete, Ma Jenison, Amos T, and Cash. He said, Josh, you good? What is the question? Is a statement. Thank you. Joe Morris, Emmanuel, Hulo, James Boke Robinson, Joe Swakoli Jr., who got Sekou Donzo. They guys can deal with me. Arobete Nyema. We got Masa Kowoba Kalako Jr. We got Albert Brown. We got Vivian Roberts. We got Sekou again. We got Lai Kone. We got Emmanuel Tabajua.
Tabajua.
I think that's what I said. Tabajua.
Let me greet Abba Brown, even though I don't know Mr. Abba Brown. But Abba, I grew up in Bannersville Estate, area FF8. That's my area there. So you are watching us from Bannersville, my area. I hope the Beeville area is doing well tonight.
Yeah, and that that place is good. You brought that up. I don't know, for some reasons. Some areas are really not improving in terms of what the expectations are. So I remember back then, some years back, about a decade ago, when I lived in Partnership, that place was spacious, the parking lot, the place's layout, and stuff like that. But some time ago, when I went to Bartnesville, what I realized is that that entire estate is getting really congested. Because it was an estate property, government built that place some years back for people with low income and stuff like that. They had to live there for some years. Gradually, they pay on it until they own those places. So what's happening now is that all the people who have owned, majority of those who have already owned the places, is either they stick in one room to the estate house, and somebody stick another one room there, all the kind of stuff, so it makes the whole layout to have a complete different look. But again, that's it.
Okay, I left Bannersville 2009. I went back 2019. I could not recognize any of the areas.
Certainly.
And then you said it rightfully. Everybody just build, even the parking lots now, the building on them.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it
so
is,
sad.
man.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do justice to Amy and Josh here. They completely left out of what we're talking about. But I mean, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
I can tell you about Benjamin Street.
What?
Benson Street.
What Benson Street?
Don't mouth.
I
know,
love Benjamin
no,
Street.
the Benson Street, she coming to about that Benson Street doing daughter.
1998, and I went by 2003.
Oh
Come on,
God.
And I was like this. I was trying to recognize it, bending my head, twisted around. I couldn't completely different.
Yeah, man. But
And,
it's good to be
it's
here.
not for any good reason. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. It's good to be here tonight. I just like us to start the show, man. Let's talk about what's on our minds. We know it's weekend already, but what is that issue that is of concern to you, Cindy? Let's start with you.
I don't know. I haven't had much really on my mind. I'm just looking forward to a great show tonight. I'm looking forward to the topics that will be introduced, and let's get to it. Let's talk Liberia, and let's be civil in the discussion and engage with our people. That's really what's on my mind. I'm ready to
Okay.
go.
Thank you, sir. Josh, you want to tell us what's on your mind quickly as we get ready to kickstart the show?
Yes, yes. Look, thank you, Nelson. And I got a few things on my mind, but I'll just limit them because of the time constraint. I want to congratulate the Bwaka government for reducing the price of rice. However, I'm not a fan of government interference into the free market system because what it does is that it creates scarcity. It gives the immediate relief, right? But in the long term, it creates a lot of issues. So, like for instance, in a entire sub-region, let's say rice is sold at $20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Liberia, it's sold at $16. That is $4 on every bag of rice, right? People from Guinea will come to Liberia. People from Sierra Leone will come to Liberia to buy the rice. So it would just be like you putting water in a safe in a strainer. What the water it can stay. It will just be wasting. You find out that even the ship that bringing the rice will not reach and rice will finish. So that's the issue. And I think because we have this, my sister, how they call Mary, was arguing with me yesterday behind the scenes about the sub-region, how we create this the trading zones, right, where you cannot stop somebody from coming from Guinea to come and buy anything in Liberia because we are ECOWAS, right? We got to assist each other. So it is what it is, right? So the problem is it is going to create relief in immediate time, but in the long run, you find out that we'll start going out of rice and people will start to rush to Liberia to buy rice, and it's going to create chaos again. And I just think that Bwakai is making the same mistake that President Weah made because it's not going to solve our rice problem. It's not going to solve the supply issue. And supply chain is a delicate thing that we need to really look at properly when we are making these decisions. But look, I think it's a political decision again, just like President Weah time, because we feel that rice is a political commodity, and it creates instability when because of rice will kill a president in Liberia. So it is a political one, but I would think that the President Wakai will have made a different decision on that aspect. But here we are again going to the same old thing, and it's not going to last. It's just a temporary solution. But look, we want to congratulate them because I think people in the immediate available time will benefit. So that's what I want to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah, that's something we we will definitely dive into a little. But you made some points on that. We'll come back to that. But I mean, let's hear what's on your mind.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hey, Gifty G Shar, my girl. How you doing? So, yeah, what's on my mind? What my brother George just laid out is one of the things on my mind, but you said we'll dive into it, so I don't want to go too deep. And the electricity issue again. That's another thing that is on my mind, and that I seen watching the primetime show today. It was really disturbing, and I hope, I don't know, we can talk about it, or I don't know what else we can say, but those are the situations that I've been thinking about, things that I've been thinking about as well.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Emin. And it's very important that we get to talk about those different issues. Uh, someone says my signal in where Firestone is not too
Dusa,
okay.
Dusa, yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I hope it can get better.
We need to bring Firestone the book too. People should be living in America over there. Instead of
Uh,
they're suffering too much. We gotta do something with Firestone.
I hope it can get better because I'm not a technical person. So when you're talking about technical issues now, you get me lost. But again, we're here tonight. We hope we can have a great show. But George, you started the conversation on a good note. Trying to talk about this whole issue about the rice and what the government intends to do. We have the release here. Uh, this is the release. Okay, no, this is the one from the um this one from the civil service. We're going to talk about this as well, but let me try to get this one coming in. It's important because we have seen how much of an impact this whole thing about the rise have had on our country. Here in Liberia, we say Liberian men will eat any kind of food, but if the person doesn't eat rice,
We
we
gonna
ask
prove.
them, "Have you
You're not
eaten?"
eat, yeah. You're not
I
eat, yeah.
haven't eaten anything since day.
Even
So
Liberians outside of Liberia will still do the same here.
yeah, so that's what makes this whole thing about the rice so very important, and it's important for all of us to talk about this. So the government, like you rightly said, Josh, made some intervention. Now I remember that before the CDC government took over, a 25 kg rice. I'm talking about just before the government took over, was sold at $11, $12, somewhere around there. The value at the time in Liberian dollars was 1,350, 1,200. So a 25 kg rice was within that range, 1,350, 1,200, and so on. And then, but then one good thing to take into consideration was the exchange rate. It was at 135 Liberian dollars to $1. That was the exchange rate at the time. And then there is this transfer of power, gradually the government just took over. It needed to, the government needed some time to settle in. And then gradually things started to move on. Well, the price of rice started to increase gradually. I remember this issue called this thing about the rice is one of the issues that President George Weah took very seriously. When he came to power, the first thing, in fact, it was a day after the inauguration or during the inauguration, his inaugural address or something, when he said he will engage with the importers and make sure that the price of rice is reduced and stabilized. Well, President George Weah, after taking power, the next thing that happened is that he went and engaged with those importers. That's part of the engagement. The president himself, I'm not saying commerce minister, the president himself had the engagement with the importers. We started to see the price of rice going up instead of being stabilized or coming down. There was this engagement of something, and then the president had to let the cat out of the bag by saying that he engaged with the importers, but the importers were not willing to drop the price of rice based on the circumstances at hand at the time. And then that was a tough one for a lot of people to accept. Let me bring Moba on. Moba, thanks for joining us. That statement was a tough one for so many people to accept. But then gradually, as the price of rice was going up, the next thing I stepped in was the exchange rate. Exchange rate left from 135, 132, 135, there about what the previous administration left it, jumped to 150, and then started to move to 160. And at a point, it went very close to 200, a little over 200. So all of those things coming into play contributed to this issue with the rice. And then before we knew it, the price of rice now increased from $11, $12 to $13, gradually $14, and then $15, and then to where we are. Despite there was some intervention by the governor that was brought in, the price of rice dropped to some extent. The exchange rate dropped from that 190 down to 150, and it was there for a very long time. Very long time. It was around 150, but then the price of rice continued to increase. Now I'm bringing this into the picture to say how important this whole issue of rice is. Even from a former president of the country made some intervention. He engaged with the importers, and it was a difficult thing. Well, today we have the commerce minister who has taken seat, nominated, confirmed, and he had a press conference today. Aside from all the other things, there are some very important things he outlined in the press conference today. But key among those things was the little decline in the price of rice on the Liberian market, which is being held. Well, there are different views about this, but I want us to go back to a portion of this particular press conference today from the Commerce Minister, Ami Moda, when he addressed the media today. And this is very important. Hope we can get this. But Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. Let me try to get this one coming through right here. The Commerce Minister. Wow. Okay, so this is it. This is where we are. Sorry. Okay, so this is where we are.
Ukraine, issues in the Middle East that have impacted freight costs, that have impacted production.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear him?
Specifically, the rice importers cited an increase in price, an additional 20% tariff imposed by the government of India on rice, which is the 25 kg, 5% Indian product. Verified that indeed there has been days we made sure that most of our decisions here are based on facts. So we've been conducting researches. We've also ensured that we had some communications in and out of the country to verify these changes. And indeed, there are several exogenous factors that will be impacting the price of rice and several other commodities. And indeed, there has been a 20% tariff imposed by the government of India on that particular variety of rice. But again, we have constructively engaged the importers. It has been a week of deliberations and discussions. I'm pleased to announce that not only have they put a halt on the increase, not only have we put a halt on the increase of
price as they have been requesting, but we've been able to negotiate with them to reduce the existing price based on the stock they have. They have confirmed they have 120 metric tons of rice that will last us between now and late May, June, and they have agreed to drop that price in good faith in consideration of the current economic conditions to $16.75 per bag. This will take effect on Monday, and again, it's going to last for the next 3 to 4 months, or if I'm economic conditions to $16.75 per bag. And they have agreed to drop that price in good faith in consideration of the current economic conditions to $16.75 per bag. This will take effect on Monday, and again, it's going to last for the next 3 to 4 months, or if I may say, on the current stock of rice. But what we are most proud of is that we have been able to negotiate other engagement, other things with them. One, in addition to reducing the price, we have agreed in collaboration with them that they will also provide an alternative rice variety so that when there is an increase in price of rice globally, the Liberian people will have a more affordable option on the market. This is a good thing so that in our effort to open the market, people should have choices. So that they will ensure that they will bring that variety along with the next consignment. We have also agreed that the importers will invest into local production as an additional measure to ensure the constant supply of rice and that we have reserve as far as domestic stock in case of any exogenous shock. As we saw during COVID, Ebola, and the financial crisis, whenever there are external issues, we have shortage of rice in Liberia. So in effort of ensuring not only the constant supply, but developing the local private sector in rice production, the rice importers have agreed to invest into a fund collaboration. We'll work out the modalities beginning in March to determine how that is implemented. But the concept here is that they will put funds, they will invest into this program where we empower Liberian entrepreneurs to produce rice that will add up to their stock that they will distribute wholesale in the local market. We've also negotiated with them, and they have agreed to jointly work with us to ensure that there is no shortage of rice. Sometimes when these changes come about, people assume that there's going to be shortage of rice. They are going to work with us to ensure that we have constant supply of rice on the market and at the most reasonable cost possible. So this is a very positive achievement that we've had, and we thought that we might share this with the public and the Liberian people. We're open for questions.
Can you call your name, your institution? Please don't give.
Yeah, so my name is Yanti Tubaripo for OKFN. Well, basically, though there's not been a full team yet, as a matter of fact, but when you talk about this changing or this process take effect on Monday officially, many a times the people on the field, especially the marketers, those who go to buy this commodity, face some problem with people who are actually selling there and say, look, we are not aware of these things. And in fact, they still want to remain to the process that they were selling this commodity. And most often they have some sort of problem with these people who are going to buy this product. How effective with the team be, especially, would there be a team out there to show that whatever is being announced by the Ministry of Commerce takes immediate effect and there has been adhered to by folks, especially selling this commodity?
So while it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Commerce to establish prices of commodities, we ensure that we did this in a collaborative manner through a period of engagement with the stakeholders, primary stakeholders, the importers of rice. And to this, we signed.
Okay, so there we are, folks. This is exactly where we are. So, based on where we are, the commerce minister touched on some very important things. So the price for sorry, the price for a 25 kg was $17. Now it's been reduced to $16.75. 25 cents is being removed from the price of a 25 kg rice. Well, he said that initially those importers wanted to increase the price of a 25 kg to what? $20. But they had engagement with them and XYZ, and they got to where they are. Is this a win to some extent for the Unity Party government? Now, because we are at a point where this issue has been a long running one. It's been something that governments have been fighting on. All right. Previous administration, the president made pronouncement. The pronouncements were made, but before we knew it, the price of rice started to increase. Now, Amin Moda taking office as commerce minister in less than a week is now telling the Liberian people that he has engaged with the importers. They've agreed that, look, the price of rice is going to be reduced. An engagement that President George Weah, the president of the country, 6 years ago embarked on, and it did not materialize. A commerce minister comes into office in less than a week. He's telling the Liberian people that the importers, number one, the importers have agreed that they are going to reduce the price of a 25 kg rice by let's say removed 25 cents from there. Now, let's look at the sustainability aspect. We have a couple of metric tons of rice in the country that's going to carry us for about 3 months. 3 months. So by June or something like that, we are going to be having another conversation around rice. Either a shortage or we have more of the commodity in the country and all of that. Is there any hope based on what has happened today that the Liberian people are going to have the commodity? Now, because the importers are doing business. At the end of the day, once it gets affected from up there, the Indian government, India happens to be the largest supplier now. If those people have some issues up there and they increase their tariff or whatever, it should have a trickle-down effect. But if the issue from up there is not having a trickle-down effect on the price of rice in Liberia, we're not even looking at the sub-region, but for Liberia, is there any hope that this intervention is going to be sustained? Is there anything here for Liberians to hope on and be so assured that the issues that we've long faced with rice, the price of rice in our country, is going to be addressed by this current commerce minister? Let's start the conversation around that. Josh, I see you want to come in.
Yeah, so Nelson, look, I got a really good understanding of economic issues, and I just want to make it clear that first of all, I want to address one, Joe Morris. He said, government's regulatory power, how can it result into scarcity? And I'll tell you just before I start my statement, for instance, I'm selling fuel, and then the government is saying I should sell the fuel $5, and I bought the fuel $6, and then I transported the fuel to my fuel station, and then they say I should sell it $5. The next thing I'll do, I'll leave business. I'll say, okay, I'm making profit in the business. Let me go do different business, right? So that people that used to come buy fuel to my place now, they can't get fuel. And that scarcity that coming, I just gave you the gist of it. But let me just move on to what we're doing. Look, Nelson, this is like wasting water on a dog's back, expecting it to get wet. What I did first was to congratulate this government because of the effort they used to waste the water on a dog's back. But in fact, it will be nothing. Here is why. Nelson, you don't produce this rice, you cannot regulate the price to where the production is done and the export is done from. Those factors contribute to how much rice is sold. There should be a free market system where prices will be determined by the forces on the market, by the demand and supply, and the consumption and everything. You know what I mean? What the government is doing, I don't think it's even an economic policy. I think they are just doing D-hole cover hole because it's surely going to bust the trouser. And here's why. For instance, the Indian government, I live close to India here, so I know exactly how they do work. India recently put a hold on certain type of rice from leaving their country. They said this rice was getting scarce on their market, so they didn't want it to go out. So if you want to take it out, it's a black deal, and that means you got to pay a lot of bribes and other things. So when you move that rice out of the country, you must sell it at a higher price. Just for instance, I'm telling you, I'm not accusing anyone here of doing bribery in India or anything. I'm just trying to create a premise here. So what happens is that for the government of Liberia to want to control the price of this commodity that they don't produce, it's far-fetched. It's not going to work. It did not work. Even like you said, President Weah went to them and spoke to them. Look, Nelson, no business person goes into business to do charity. You want profit. That's why you go. Most people that even do the right business, they go to the bank to borrow money. They borrow the money and they got to pay interest every time on that money. They will not go into business just to please one president. Like President George Weah to say, okay, see, I like the president, so the bank, I'll be owing the bank, but I will sell the rest at the price of the president. No, it doesn't happen. And this will not happen to President Bouaka. Look, George Weah was loved. It did not happen. President Bouaka, who is just being used, it will not happen under his regime. It's not going to happen. The reason why it's not going to happen.
Josh, in the midst of everything you're saying, the importers have agreed. The importers
Nelson, that's why I say the solution is temporary.
The current commerce minister. Now, is there any reason to believe that this current commerce minister is more forceful than even the president yesterday, given that the president applied some efforts, he made the pronouncement, when they sat with the importers, they had discussion, but not a single cent was dropped from the price of rice. But in about a week, this commerce minister is coming to tell the Liberian people that they've engaged. In fact, there was a communication there at his desk even before he took office about their decision to increase the price of this rice to $20.
Yeah.
Following his engagement, the price was not increased. They did not reduce the current price, but rather it's being reduced.
That tells you, Nelson, there was something negotiated. They are not stupid. They want to make profit. Something was said in that discussion. Something was given. Out of a word was given, a promise was given to them. So, look, guys, let's do it for this time. We'll do something. When our government get into shape, we'll do this. Nelson, these things they are not rocket science. Those people are making the reason why they want to increase the price, not because they hate the Liberian people, but because the price of rice on the world market has gone up. So they had to increase it. But something was given to them. Something was promised.
What
I was not in a meeting.
Do you see this as some sort of political action or whatever? What do you think was given to those people in the first place?
No, Nelson, I was not in the meeting. And I'm not going to forget what was said. But here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. I would tell you, take my word for it, Nelson. Something was promised. They did not just go sit around a table, to say, we're lying to President Weah, or we wanted President Weah to leave office. That's why we're carrying the price up. They were doing it because the price and the importing of rice to the country had increased. So the price had increased, so they have to increase it. So they are going to keep it at that, or even reduce it at that, because something. Nelson, I promise you, something was promised. Something was said.
But Josh, just this final one.
Yeah.
If something was promised, as per your assumption, your own analysis of this thing, do you think that President Weah, being president, could not have given those people something which would have had them in that position to either drop it or maintain it, as to a finance minister, a commerce minister, who goes and have an engagement with them, and you say something was given for which, if it's a case where something can be given and those people will come and drop the price, don't you think the president would have done that?
Thank you, Nelson. And yes, well, President Weah is no businessman. We know this. Amin Modav entire life is business. He knows the ins and outs of the business. That's why he's done all his life. That's where he got his money from. So there's no stranger yet to the situation. He would tell a friend, "Go, guys, I'm one of you. I want to succeed in this position. If I succeed, I will make sure the business community succeeds. So you got to help me here. Let me help you." Look, let me tell you, Nelson, negotiation happened. And look, President Weah, look, everyone got different negotiation skills depending on your background. If I go, maybe I want to build a bridge, or I want to build, put, a road somewhere, asphalt or whatever, or I want to build. Look, I can negotiate the way you will go, and it will tell you, say, maybe $5 million for 1 kilometer of road. If I go there, they might reduce it because I know exactly how roads are built, and I will tell them what type of road I want. Because if I tell the type of road, it can bring the price down, or it can carry it up. You see it? So those things were discussed, and I'm not going to preempt anything here, but I will tell you that something was promised. Yeah.
Thank you. Cindy, you want to come in? Let's hear from you, sir.
I'm definitely not using that bridge.
Don't measure. You don't build that bridge on Grand Kidder Road because I don't trust your engineering skill.
I'm just saying, I'm not using that bridge.
You enjoy it.
Look, on the issue of the rice issue in Liberia is not a new issue. Rice scarcity in our country is a historical issue that has affected our country greatly in a negative way. We can come here and say thank to the government for taking few cents out of the bag of rice price that it is currently. Hopefully, it will bring some relief to our people. But we can tell that such relief is only temporary. It's not a long-term solution for the Liberian people. What we need to look at as a country is to start working towards a long-term solution. Our country has some of the best soil you can find on this planet Earth, where you can just waste a rice grain and it will grow. You don't need to fertilize it. You can waste beta ball and pepper seeds and they will grow. All you need to do is to take care of them. You don't need to fertilize them. Now, see, I live in New Mexico, or desert, dry desert, rocks and sand. Have you seen a picture from Mars? The planet Mars? Have you seen a picture from Mars? If you are seeing a picture from Mars, that's New Mexico. Literally, rocks and sand. But we are known as a state as the most producer of peppers. They have to fertilize them. But in Liberia, where we have soil, we buy peppers from Guinea. We need to start to think about long-term solution. What I will encourage and hope that the government will get into is investing in the Liberian people. Ashton Jabba proved to us that when we have the right equipment and the resources, Liberians themselves can grow their own rice. We don't need to depend on India. Ashton Jabba, or Liberian, proved it to us. He has his own farm, selling local Liberian rice that are even sweeter, taste better than those mess coming from India and other parts of Asia. What the government needs to do is to invest in Liberians like Ashton Jabba. What Jabba had asked the George Weah administration was, I believe I heard it was a couple millions of dollars just to buy the machineries and get the necessary resources to start producing rice out of Nima, Sano, and other parts of Liberia. instead of bribing or negotiating with people, I mean, we can do a short term that will get rice from other countries. What can we take, for instance, maybe 5, I don't know why they would take for Armstrong to do it, but maybe that takes some millions.
Yeah, but this is the issue, Cindy. You know, it's a fine thing, but even just listening to the commerce minister, that's one of the things he outlined. He said that as part of the negotiation, they've arranged with the importers for those people to start to produce rice locally. All right? For those people to start to produce rice here in Liberia.
Okay. Theoretically, it sounds good. But we have heard those things before, Nelson. And I hope this time around will be true. Let us not be a thing for the importers. Let it be a government project. The government themselves should find the money and give it to their own Liberians. And say, go, let's test you. Armstrong, let's test you. Nelson Colette, SB Sandy, let's test you. You said you can do it. You have proven. Armstrong has proven to us that he can do it. Let's give you what you need. Let's get you the machineries. Hire your people. Let's test you. But by saying, oh, let the investors or the importer do it. Well, they may do it. But these are business people. The importers are business people. What if they don't have the money to invest into growing rice in Liberia? So let's do it. Let's empower. Another thing is, Nelson, the issue of rice importation and, just choosing few people to import certain commodities into our country need to stop. Let's allow as many people that we can get to bring in commodities, rice, cement, etc., across Liberia. And let us start to prioritize Liberians. And I'm not trying to be racist or sectional or whatever here, but you will know that most of the people importing rice to Liberia, they are not Liberians. Don't we have Liberians that have money to do these things? Make it visible, accessible for Liberians to start feeding their own people. I'm going to end on the note, and I beg you for maybe 10 more seconds. You talk about what we have experienced in the past. Nelson, I lost money in the rice business. This is very personal. I loaded trucks of rice to go to Grand Guinea. I used to import rice or take rice from Monrovia to Grand Guinea for sale. I loaded trucks of rice. Nelson, guess what happened? That at the time, the U.S. rate was very low. As soon as the rice got to Grand Guinea, a few weeks later, the U.S. rate started going up. I lost a lot of money. So the issue of rice price is not just what you buy it, but it's also when the U.S. rate go up, we, the local buyers and sellers, lose in the process. Since I lost a lot of money in that rice business and I closed it down, and it happened to a lot of my colleagues and other Liberians. So this rice issue, let us find a long-term solution to it. Thank you.
You think that long-term solution would be the production of rice here in Liberia?
Let's grow our own rice, Nelson. Rwanda, for instance, hills. But guess what they eat in Rwanda? Plantain, Irish potato. If I have a friend in Rwanda, I always laugh here when I call them, what are you eating today? Irish potato, plantain. Guess what? They grow it. No land go untouched in Rwanda. No land. The people, they have a very small country that Liberia is bigger than 3 times, but they have more people, 13, 14 million people. We only have 5 million people. So to ensure that their people eat and not depend on the outside resources, they use every bit of their land on the hills, on the mountain. They grow their Irish potato, they grow their plantain, they grow their beans, and they feed their people. We eat rice. Why can't we grow our own rice?
And now this is important.
But here's the thing. Nelson, who is in Grand Guinea, Doji Town, in my village, want to, be on the phone on Facebook all day, don't want to go on the farm because Nelson can call Moba, and Moba will send small things. That's the issue of a lot of our youth. I have a 500 acres of oil palm farm. You can't find worker to go. The money is available. You cannot find worker to go on the farm to help. I
How about
have
one
to
working
go
in
to
the office?
Lima County. I have to go to Lima to get worker from there. All my boys in the village, they want to be on the phone with earpiece in their ear. They are big boys in the town. We need to be serious.
Thank you. And this is
How come you
important.
didn't say anything, Joe? We are done.
We're gonna get to that other aspect of the discussion, which I think is also very important. Joe,
And that's it. And that's it. Just
yeah.
a quick one. Why should we have a former agriculture minister as president? And we're talking about going and sitting down with these people to reduce
But
price.
we're gonna get to that aspect of the discussion,
Anyway,
Josh.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. But let's hear from you, Amy. This is very important. So many Liberians, even one of those in the comment section right now, I think is Abidjoa, says Liberians or he says foreigners or importers growing rice is a bad move. Importers growing rice is a bad move. Now, what's your take on this? This reduction? Firstly, 25 cents have been removed. We're going to come to that importer aspect and everything associated with it. But let's talk about this. Is there any reason for Liberians to now celebrate because 25 cents have been removed from a 25 kg rice in the country?
Thank you, Nelson. I think I don't know if it's celebration or whatever, but I think credit should be given because if that was 25 cents up, we wouldn't have stopped hearing about it. Okay, so it may not be a big of a deal or whatever, but we should commend them for it, right? If I know people are saying here tonight saying that, oh, why it's not gonna do this, it's gonna create scarcity. But I got a chat from, I don't want to say names, where gas price and rice price going up on a white guy and blah blah blah. Some propaganda stuff. So if you know that the government is not supposed to control these things, why would you run it around with it saying that, oh, on a white guy just in 3 weeks? This is happening, the gas price going up, the rice price going up, this price going up. When you know that you're telling us now that it's not a government that's supposed to be controlling those things, it's not a right thing to do because it's going to create scarcity. I'm just saying, like I said, I'm just here sometimes to be calling out hypocrites. But anyway, like I said, it's commendable because if it was the other way, we would come here and be worried about it, and the critics would come here and be doing, oh, this government don't know what they're doing. You see, this won't happen. Right after they came in, the rice price started going up and all of this. So I don't see why not celebrate. No, but it is a step in the right direction. That's all I can say about that. But I don't think we should be, bringing the ever been outside to be jumping around, but it's a step.
Okay. Mobile, let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to all the panelists. Thank you to our listener on Radio Land, Facebook, and YouTube. Well, Nelson, you see, sometimes that baffles me when we say hypocrite, that the people from the other side, right? I can remember when Red Press went up doing George Manaria Redeem, where people was all standing on the street trying to climb over the fence to get rice. At that time, the Red Press, they carry up, I think they add another 50 cents or $1 on it. And you could see a whole lot of commotion in the city. And we all saw it on Facebook. Things never went right. We came here, we said it. Now, if this government come to power, right, and they realize that the Red Press is high, because remember, this government preach against all these things, more especially the rest issues. They're taking it bit by bit. They're rushing in the system to say, you know what, they're rush, we do the no. Taking 25 cents from on the rest no, let me commend Amin Boda. Because if my sister just said it, if they could put another dollar or 50 cents on that one, time that George come and say different thing. He come and say, oh, the way he made it is so different that I know. When we talk about the long term, right? Let's go to the long term. Like I agree with my brother Sandy, the long term, let's make sure the government, let's push the government to play right, to give people resources, the citizens, the people who in the open NGO, that NGO come in the country, let the government facilitate NGO to be able to carry on farming, sustainable farming that will be able to help our people, the rest, the planting, all the things. But for now, the first step the government take, we should commend them, we should respect it, we should be excited because rest is our stable food.
One of the questions that so many people are asking is this 25 cent going to have a trickle down effect on the ordinary people? Take for example the people who go to the market to buy the copper rice. Now everybody in Liberia can buy rice by bag. Some people buy cups of rice. That's how they do every single day. Is it possible? Is this 25 cent even going to reflect on how much those people are paying for a cup of rice?
Nelson, the people always sell their goods the way they buy it, right? For example, if I go in a store and buy a bag of rice for now the bag of rice is $16, right? If I buy the bag of, because it was almost $20 first, right? Almost $20, and now it's $16. So the cup of rice was $75 probably or $60. They may drop it down to $30 because the
Moba. No, I want us to look at this range. A cup of rice in Liberia is $70, $80.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the 25 kg was $17. They take 25 cents from there. Now it's sold for $6.75. The question that a lot of people are asking is, man, Tewa who goes to the market and buy her cup of rice for $75 or $80, that 25 cent USD that they take off from the price of rice, you think it's going to have a reflection on how much she buys a cup of rice every day? You think so?
That's what I'm saying. All depends on how the retail buy it. Like if they buy like 2-3 bags of rice, right? That's a $25. I mean, there are 25 cents are already more each bag.
So let's assume you're buying 3 bags. You
that's 75 cents, right?
75 cents. So in order to get $1 removed from your bill, you have to buy 4 bags of rice. Then you get $1 removed.
But Nelson,
is it going to have an impact, a reflection on how much the ordinary people pay down there for a cup of rice?
It will get it. I think so, because what happened? Let me come to this, right? What happened, right? If you buy the rice, $16, right, and you bring it. First of all, the marketeer, what they normally do when they buy the rice, they will open the rice. They will measure the rice.
We know that process.
Yes,
Baba.
But that's where I come in now.
Baba, you trying to fix this thing, but it's like it's not fixing.
No, but Nelson. The people not take out 25 cents on the rice and the press they remain the same. It's not possible. The press will not remain, the cup of rice press will not remain the same. The people will work in identical. The people will work within identical the way they buy the rice and how they will sell it. Because now let me come to this and forget it now. If you buy huge quantity to sell, you get a lot. You got discount.
Yeah.
So that put that aside, and then 25 cents move from there and get discount. So if me you will run a competition in a business, if I go buy my rice, if I buy maybe the 30 or 40 bag of rice, if I sell it by cup, you know what happens? I will bring my rice price down according to how I buy it. If you want to get people not start going to you, except my finish. So based on that, will be more business than you. Okay. So based on that type of business, what you do, you sell your rice according to the way you buy it. I'm not conclude by saying this. So we shouldn't come here, and politicize this. This is not about politics. This is about the Liberian people. If Amin Boda come out and make a type of statement, let us commend him for that. Let us commend him. Little by little, according to our man Eugene Falcon, Pokolopo. We're not there running. You got to take your time to reach there. It's not there 1 month. It's not there 1 month. 1 month. Government. The government still young. They're not even sucking. How you call it? Bottle it. So let us get. Let you relax. Like Pokolopo. When we start doing, then we're there. But now we're still doing Pokolopo. We'll reach there. You slow down.
Thank you, Moba. Thank you.
Yes, can I get 20 seconds, please? Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's have Cindy to come in.
Nothing. Moba, you're right. Before everything went south, I remember when we used to buy like 100 bags of rice. For each 100 bag of rice at the Freeport, they used to give us 2 bags extra, right? There came a time, Nelson, they cut that off. We don't get it anymore. So I don't know if that's back because I left the rice business some part of last year when I lost my money in it. But let's come back to the 25 cent that is taking off. And you say Ma Sarah who buying her rice by cup, she will feel that different. That I'm not, you are not, you Mamba will not decrease your cup of rice price just because there's a 25 cent reduce from your bag of rice. That's not going to work. Another thing we should take into consideration,
and that is where I want to talk.
So Master is going to
so it means if what you just said, Cindy, is something for us to go by, then what you're saying indirectly is that this 25 cent that's been reduced or removed from the price is going to benefit only the how do you call it? The retailers. The wholesalers, sorry. The wholesalers.
Yeah.
The wholesalers are the ones that are going to benefit from this, not the retailers. Right? Did I get you right?
Not the consumer. The trickle down effect will not be really felt by the consumer, especially those buying by cups. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're not rushing
it's very important.
I got love for the topic, but the background noise don't want to allow me. Just go ahead.
You're not making
get love. Yeah, so Nelson, look, I want to agree with Morva. Very strange though, but there's the reality. I think Morva is making a point. I spoke about the free market system, and he made a remark that resembles that when he said, if I would sell my rice, at a lesser price, people can buy my rice, and my rice will finish before yours. You know what I mean? That's how free market system works. So you find out that people will be forced to come to that price because that's the price that is going. You know what I mean? So government intervention for me, and I know for a fact that when it comes to solving economic problems, and in such that in our country, you have to have a strategic plan and a short-term plan. Strategic meaning the long term, which is making our own farms and our own farms and everything, and bringing machines in to cook the rest, and not cook it, but to parboil and patch it and make sure that you can beat it and everything. It tends to rice. And then what do you do immediately to resolve the issue? I think this is a good step. I don't agree with it. I tell you, on an economic standpoint, it's not a good solution. But look, that's what we got, and temporarily it will help. But what baffles me is when a government, wants to take credit for this. I just feel it's petty. It's petty. I will congratulate them, and I know that it is a step. I don't know what I should say in the right direction, but I would say it is something that they have done, and I think it's more political.
No,
than
but
actual,
again,
because it's not going to have a ripple effect on the people. Like my brother said. My brother said, yeah. Go ahead.
You need to have a position on this. 1 minute you congratulate the government, you congratulate the commerce minister, it's a right step. The next minute you come to say it's a drop in the net, and so you have, to some extent, you're confusing the people, Josh. If you want to congratulate the Unity Party wholeheartedly for this move, just feel free and do that.
Okay, Nelson, here's the thing. And I said it from the beginning that I will congratulate them for the effort, right? I told you the whole process is like wasting water on dog's back and intending for it to get wet, right? And you know it's not going to happen, right? But I would thank them for picking that bucket of water and wasting it on the dog's back. Can you guys mute, please? Thank you. For wasting the water on the dog's back. But I think it's not going to make any impact. However, those people who are selling wholesale, who the same people that sat in a meeting with the minister, are the ones going to get money. Are the ones going to get a profit. You know what I mean? And it's just going to continuously have the poor people who are going to be retailing or who are going to be buying from them to still face the same blunt. Because guess what? If you come to my store now, I would say the time I buy my rest, the 25 cents will not move from there. And I will sell my rest the same price. You know what I mean? And even if I bought it, business people. But look, we thank them, we don't thank them.
Let's look at the other way around. And someone struck a very important point. What if this rice price were increased by 25 cents?
Oh my God. Nelson, guess what? If it were increased by 25 cents,
would that have had a trickle down effect? Would that have had a reflection on the ordinary people?
Yes. You know, economics, Nelson,
So
don't ask me for economic issues.
People in our society, and that's a whole different aspect. But let's come to Ami. That's a whole.
No, but Nelson, let me just make them one point, right? Let me single point. Here we talk about the Federal Reserve Bank here in Australia, right? They said they reduced the cash rate, the interest rate, right? And then they want the banks to pass the interest rate to the borrowers, right? They don't do it. Most of them don't do it. So guess what? We still pay at the same rate that was even before, and you can't force them to do it. So it's just one of the things that is political mostly, you know. But look, we thank them, but no thanks anyway.
Let's hear from Amy. Amy, do you think that this whole idea of foreigners importing rice, this agreement that the commerce minister have gone into with those people, this arrangement or whatever, do you see it as a good idea for our country?
Well, importing rice.
Importers producing rice here in Liberia.
No, I don't think it's a good idea. Why can't he engage the Liberian people? And my brother Cindy has already said, why can't they invest in the people in the country? Why should it be the foreigners, the importers? I mean, if the importers were Liberians, that nothing wrong with that, but foreigners, what are you going to do? Take our land and give it to them and say make farm on it and sell it to our people? I'm not an economist or whatever, but I just don't, I'm not grabbing the concept of that. And I don't think they should do that.
But the whole idea behind this thing is to address the issue that has to do with the shortage of rice. Yes, we're talking about a quantity of rice in the country, according to the commerce minister, that will take us from now until March, or let's say until June, latest June, right? But what happens after that time? What if the expectation that the importers have is not met? What if something happens along the line? What if something sparks up somewhere and that expectation is cut off?
Guys, so there's a squeaky sound. There's a sound.
Yeah, let us all mute. Can we all mute?
So why should it be the foreigners or the importers to be the one to solve that problem? Why can't it be the Liberian people to solve that problem for themselves? To just have the helping hand to do that. I mean, like a lot of people have lands in Liberia that they just don't have the equipment, the resources to do those things. So if you are concerned about stuff like that, we shouldn't be relying on the people who are bringing rice in. And like Cindy said, I don't know if it's Cindy, the people who are bringing rice in, we don't know any of them to be Liberians. They are all, and I don't know why that is, but it as disturbing as it is, other people should be bringing food in to feed our people when we have people that are capable, Liberians that are capable, but they are being stepped on, they are being overlooked, they are being undermined to do that. And then you want to give that kind of responsibility to those people. Like, I mean, we need to start investing in our own people. If there's something we want to do and we saw something and we worry about that, we have Liberians that, what's the guy name again? Ashton Jabbat or whatever. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of Ashton Jabbat out there that want to do the same thing, but just don't have that resources to get going. So if you worry about something like that, I think you should look into our people more than looking at the foreigners to do that. I don't think that's a good move at all. I mean,
You know, and it's very important. I mean, now we are at the point where some people think that this 25 cent is not going to reflect anything with respect to how much people are buying a cup of rice. George just said that he made reference to the Federal Reserve Bank or whatever in Australia. Now, but let's come back. Let's come back to our own setting. What if this price was increased by 25%? Do you think we would have seen an increase in how much the average Liberian or the ordinary people down there who cannot afford to buy a bag of rice? Do you think we would have seen an increase in how much they buy a cup of rice?
Well, yeah, Nelson. This is why I'm confused. Excuse me, my brother George. I'm so glad that he's sitting here tonight saying that the government does not have control over it. It shouldn't be the one. But yet still, he was tying the government to it. 2 weeks old government that prices were going up on rice, on gas, on this. But today, because the price went down, so no, this is not government doing. This is not this. This is not that. It's very, very wrong for us to sit here and be blaming stuff on the government that we're not supposed to be doing. But then when they do good in there, we want to take the credit from them and say it's a misstep. Don't do that. Don't do this. I don't believe that. Oh, it's not a big step. The only reason why I said that, yes, it's not going to bring the price down in the cup of rice, but it's not going to take it up. That's one thing. If it was the price, it was gonna be 25 cents or 50 cents more up on the bag of rice, the people was gonna feed it in the rice cup. It was gonna go up a little bit. So it's a big difference because it's not going up. So I think, if it will stop at the same price it is right now for now, I think it's a big deal instead of it going up. That's how I look at it.
Thank you. We want to make a transition now. Moba, you want to come in quickly just before we transition?
Yeah. I'll speak on our foreigner.
Yeah, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
So I will come from on a different side today on that issue. You see, like we shouldn't be so which things I'll put it inside racist or whatsoever. Or we shouldn't. Okay, they'll put out. I'm not use that things, right? But look, that be real, right?
That's not what we're being, Moba.
No, listen. If you get importers, right, who want to invest in the soil, they got the government. I want to go and give. The government. I want to go and give money to only importers to do farming, or for them to only get a chance only to do farming. No, the farming it will be for every Liberian. As much. I believe within myself, the government can open an NGO to facilitate the identical farming program, which of course they will bring the seeding, they will bring the logistic, the resources, and then test the soil.
Is that your idea, or is that what the Commerce Minister said?
No, listen to me.
No, it's just a question. Is that
your
suggestion?
Yeah, and Emmy is right. Moba, that question is right because the Commerce Minister was not detailed the way you go in now.
Exactly. So that's why I'm asking. Is that your idea?
Yeah, but listen, the Commerce Minister will not come and say we'll do the in that opening the flow that we open the flow to all the people who the importers to open to for farming. It means to say only importers they will show any Liberian who capable of farming. If you go there, you present yourself. Maybe you get ideas.
The question, Moba, is it even possible for importers to get involved with the production of rice in the production?
It will subsidize the rice price. It will bring the rice price down because you know what? It will be a competition in the market.
And the whole point is why not have Liberians exclusively take on this responsibility?
No, but it's an open market. Nothing.
Is it an open market now, Moba?
It will be an open business. Not only referring to only importers. That's the direction I'm coming from. So wait, let me ask you a question, right?
I'm confused.
Because Moda said importers will get importer chance to be planting rice or whatsoever. So you the Liberian, if you want to plant rice, Moda will say don't plant rice. If you want a logistics to plant rice, if you go to the Ministry of Agriculture to carry on your project planning, you think that my brother alluded to the guy who growing rice, that may get vast knowledge. And I saw the last time he was setting a rice, I saw it. It's very encouraging. Men that go to the government will invest in that man. The government because Joseph Yima Bwaka is a man of agriculture. He understands. So that's the reason why it will be an open. It will be an open. So not because
Thank you.
Thank you. Only one group of people need. So
yeah, thank you, Baba.
Let me conclude this. Let me conclude by this. It's not because Moda call one group of people need all of them conclude say only that people will be able to play wrestling abroad. No, it's an open market for every Liberian.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. 20 seconds quickly. Sandy, and then Ami will take 20 seconds, and then George.
Moda is speaking as if he was in the room, and he's
I know.
And at the same time, he's making an anticipatory statement. Oh, it's open to all Liberians. That's not what it meant, sir. Currently, we know that people that are bringing rice in the country are not even Liberian. That's what we know. It's the reality, it's the fact. Armstrong Java is not bringing rice in the country. He's producing rice out of the country.
I know.
Within the country.
I know, yeah.
What Moda said was that we are negotiating with the importers to start farming in Liberia. I'm trying to paraphrase what he said, but that's exactly in that direction. We are negotiating with the importer. He's not saying that we are providing resources that will be allocated to anyone that want to come into growing rice in Liberia. The
Two different statements.
was there. He said we are negotiating with the importer. What we want to encourage our government to do is to provide resources, allocate those resources so that Liberians can be empowered to grow rice on their soil. That's what we want the government to do.
And I do agree with you.
And this aspect is very important.
No, I agree.
Everybody take that 20 seconds.
Let me pull up this portion as we move to Emmy. Let me put this portion of the statement up, right? Let me put this statement up. If you go to this is a statement that was read today by the minister. Go to point number 4. The fourth point that was stressed on. And this is where he came from. He said, the rice importers will collectively invest in local rice production to support local farmers through the Ministry of Commerce, the MOC, blah, 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 value addition program, reduce the dependence on imported rice, and to boost the national rice reserve as a buffer against extension shocks. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the Rice Importers Association will begin formulating the modalities for this initiative as early as March. Well, this is where we are.
Yeah.
So from what I'm reading here, it will suggest to anyone that to some extent a decision has been made on this thing. Because it starts by saying that the rice importers will collectively invest in rice production to support local. No, but again, Moba,
there's a problem.
I don't know how you take it.
It's still different.
I don't know why Moba said
different. It's clear.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the idea is clear. The practical implementation will be a problem. The practical implementation will be a problem.
So how are they going to invest?
Nelson is a businessman. George is a businessman. Amy, a businesswoman. All George, Nelson, and Amy want to do is bring rice to Liberia, sell that rice.
I agree.
Hold on now, my brother are coming. You're saying that these 3 people who are trying to make profit will use their money, their resources to invest in the local farmer. That's what you're saying.
How is that possible?
The possibility is not there. It's going to be hard.
Yeah,
Is the Liberian government telling us, Nelson, hold on. Is the Liberian government telling us that they will empower the 3 business people, the rice importer? Is that what the Liberian government telling us? Or the Liberian government telling us that these people will use their own money, their profits, to invest that into local farmer? It's not clear. How are they going to do it? Where is the money coming from? And if the Liberian government have the money, why not give the money and invest it to your own people instead of passing through a third party business people? Why deal with the business people and why not invest that money directly into the local people? And if the Liberian government is telling us that they are not the one getting that resources and the resources will be coming from the business people, what are the business people getting in return? We need answers to that.
And that is just the point. We're gonna move to
How you understand it, Nestle? Don't say that's how you understand it.
No, I'm not.
We'll give my 20 seconds here. My 20 seconds.
More about you. Yeah, we're gonna come back to you, Moba, and then we'll come to you, Josh. But let's move to Amy a bit. Amy, this statement, from everything it suggests, in fact, as we read deeper into this statement here from the Ministry of Commerce, there are more questions that are coming than answers, right? Yeah. Especially on this aspect, the 4th point highlighted there with respect to how they intend to solve this rice crisis. They're talking about the importers investing and into the sector and so on. But if you look at where the importers stand right now, it's like go in the market, you buy a goods, you sell it, you take your profit, you put in your back pocket and do the thing you want to do it. Then your principal, you go use on it. But what is seen now is those people who have been doing that conventional transaction or whatever business approach, they will now be investing in the sector and then supporting, so I mean, let's hear your take on this.
I mean, the idea is good, but the people involved is what I have a problem with, right? So you have the importers, like we know right now, they are all foreigners. And there's no way, Mara, are we saying that foreigners shouldn't be business people in Liberia. That's not what we're saying. The problem we have with that is foreigner they own our economy. Something speaking, right? So speaking, that's what it is. Lebanese men, Indian men, they are more, I think, bringing white rice in or whatever. I don't know the percentage or whatever in other businesses and stuff. Liberian businesses don't have that. They are not. I don't know any Liberian business person are taking rice to Liberia. If you say that, because we're saying that makes us, I don't know what you call it, racist or whatever. No, that's not what we're being. If you will open the market for Liberian men in their own country to have the rights to be able to bring food or whatever it is that they want to bring in, like steel rod and stuff like that, you get on it to Shetty or whatever his name is. And then you got him, and he has complete control over that. And then the people who from that country, it's like they are more something to him instead of it being the other way around. So how are we talking about this making us bad and saying that they shouldn't? No, just make it a playing field that everybody can have access or have to do what they want to do and be able to come up. Don't make me poor in my own country and put a foreigner over me. I have a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? And if you want to talk about growing rice and doing all of this, the importers are already there. Like this guy, what's the dude name? Tobo or Tommy? Which one of them? The rest right here. What's the name? Help me out here, guys. The president.
Tobo. I didn't talk
no. The woman at Masha territory.
Be quiet. It's the Tobo coming. Don't pin us so much. George, who is it?
No. Todman.
Okay.
No.
Like what are you doing?
George, don't help. I mean, it's a whole territory. Masha territory.
So yes, what he was doing, and I was going through it the last time I was watching a documentary, right? And I was going through his plan, and I was like, well, why were these people annoyed? Why was our people mad? Did they understand what this man was trying to do?
Ask question, why were they angry with George Weah?
I said, please stop, because George Weah was a whole different story from this guy. Don't
So 1978, Tubman was still around? Josh, told me what's
Amen.
around 1978.
Amen.
Tobo.
Say your own way. Say your own. I finish saying my
Tobo
own.
was
Say your
Bob
own.
Marley.
He said Tobo. I think he said Tobo, right?
Cemented
Tobo
Tottenham.
said Tobo.
You don't even know a president then.
So Nelson, like I was saying,
You
when
guys
I was
said
So,
listening
so,
to
so
her, I was
Sandy,
like,
wait, no, wait, Emmy.
the
Sandy,
next
wait
week.
past history. You
your
see,
father
you see how
told me,
these things get
oh,
exposed.
I mean, I rob my mom, and I eat it. I rob my beer.
You lying. You lying. You eat. Put that man
yeah,
in the bag, Nelson. Put that man in the bag.
You're gonna be patient for a while. You have to go
Exactly.
backstage to take 2 spoons and come back.
No, let
Don't
me not
ask
correct. Let me
somebody
not
has going
correct
on
Josh.
steady.
Let me not
But
correct Josh.
anyway, Emmy, go ahead. Please conclude.
yeah, definitely interrupting me. So I was gonna watching the documentary, and listen to the plan, like what he had in store for Liberians, right? Going to the soil and then competing with those importers and stuff, and they getting mad at them. Like, did these people really understand what this man was trying to do, or people just poisoned their minds and they just got in the street and just started something res riot or whatever? So something like that. If the importers are bringing in rice, let them continue to do that, but then empower the Liberians to go to the soil to grow their own food. Then they can compete with the importers, those foreigners that are bringing food in. But you cannot put them, give foreigners land or whatever, because in order to grow food, they have to have land. You give them land, and then they're competing with the citizens. So they will always have upper hands. You can't do that. That's my problem with the whole thing. If you want to do the growing food thing, let it be Liberians growing their own food.
Thank you.
Don't add no importers or foreigners on it. No,
Thank you.
I don't agree
Thank
with
you.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, Josh, let's hear you. Then we take more over.
Yeah, so Nelson, I disagree with my sister Annie. And it's not strange because what we're making for us. And I had to call him over as well. So the thing is that Nelson, yes, the thing is quite simple. We want capability. Nowhere in the world I've seen protectionism. Protectionism means to say only our people will do the type of work yet. Only our people must do this one. It has never worked in any country. It has never brought any development. Bring the people who got the capability and got the financial resources to do these things, and we benefit from them. Because
our
that's
people
how
are
people grow.
willing.
Let me tell you, I had to call Sandy said something very good. He said he was starting to invest in a farm, but nobody want to go on a farm to work there. Everybody want to get earphone in their ear and put a trouser down and walk in a town like day. Small
Not
town where they speak
everybody,
that power
George.
between the whole. Mama, give me chance. Let me turn and please.
No, you interrupting me. You gotta take it too. Not everybody. He still got people to work there. You don't
That's
want
it. Please
some
do your
people
job, yeah?
don't want to do it.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
it.
Some
Please do your
people
job.
don't want to do
let's
it, but
give
you
George
have
his time.
people there. You
Let's
have people
give
in the country who also wants to do it. Not everybody want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, but I mean, let's give George his time. I think Sandy was talking about the average. On the average, a lot
On
of
the average,
yeah. But
Yeah.
let's
So
give George his time to
So
conclude.
Nelson, I just disagree. I just feel that we should have people who are capable of doing something. Let's bring them in. Let them do the investment. Look, let me tell you, America was not built by Americans. The Americans themselves, if you see them, they put one of the Liberian people say, America was built by foreigners, people who went there and invested in America. That's how America is today. If we say we want to protect Liberia, to say, one of Liberian must do the thing here. Let me tell you, most businesses that fail in Liberia are done by Liberians. Most of the businesses, if you see all the liquor shops in Aso Liberian making it, guess what?
Because
Some
it's
liquor shops
suppressing them. That's why. Sorry. Because it's suppressing Liberian businesses. That's why. Sorry, you can go ahead now.
Okay, so the thing is that Nelson, I just want us to open our minds and try to ask for help when help is required. Because if you say you put it in Liberian people's hand, we're not moving from where we are. Liberian
So,
people,
Josh,
look, all we have to, yeah.
You are saying that this thing doesn't necessarily have to be done by Liberians. Anybody who can be able to invest in the sector, bring about the kind of transformation we want to see with respect to rice production, we should go for it.
Yes. And guess what?
Wow.
I said something here and everybody went after me. And by we'll understand these things. When I said in a meeting, promises were made to these people for taking the action they took, nobody believes me. Everybody said, oh, you're not in the meeting, blah, 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 blah. You see the letter ready, you see the thing what they want to give to them, or which they accepted. You see it? When we talk things here, we are rational people, just like every one of us here. We are all rational people. when we say things, I did not read that letter. I did not read that thing that's put up before my comment. But it's just common
You were
sense.
watching
And nobody,
Listen to I said though.
guys, all right, my man.
No. I mean, listen. I mean, you can't keep interrupting Josh.
No.
No,
Let me
but
speak on
no,
that
but
today.
I mean,
No,
this is
nothing.
unfair.
You don't
This is
ever
unfair.
check Josh
You
for
can't keep,
interrupting me on the show. You do
yeah,
not
but you
check
can't
me for
keep
interrupting
interrupting
Josh.
the
When I
brother.
was
I
just
mean,
speaking, all of
you
y'all
can't
went
keep
on
doing
here
that.
while you're on the talking speed. Do not check me when
Yeah,
you don't check
but
Josh
in
for
fact, okay,
interrupting me.
Josh,
I refuse
You
give
get
that.
5
a button.
seconds.
You get a button that nobody got. You got a button. You're not
Just
using it. If that
please
mean that
take
you're not
5
putting
seconds.
behind more than 2-3 times.
Please
And
take
this
5
is the
seconds.
bias thing I'm telling you about you. You are
Please
biased.
take.
You are UP guy.
You see my woman's card?
Come on.
Just because I'm a woman, so you trying to do that to me?
You know,
That the
but
card you playing. So nothing. Let me just end with this. You know, when we come on the show, at least we come with expertise. Nobody will reach the far we are. All of us coming from nowhere. We all got backgrounds. So when we talk, people should listen to us, not just wave it out. You said, no. We were there in the meeting. They didn't promise people anything. Now you see what they promised them. I don't know whether you're going to come and apologize to George and say, George, we are sorry for accusing you falsely that these people were not promised anything. There were promises made, and now you disagree with some of the promises because it's going to benefit them. And guess what? Business people don't calculate that you and I, they calculate on a long-term plan. Okay, if I do this in 3 years, I'll get a profit here. So let me accept it here now. Even though it will not make sense to you now, but the businessman knows that if this will go on for another 3 years, and I say every year I'm going to get $3 million, I will recoup everything I've lost for just reducing it 25 cents. So the people get sense. They will agree to
Thank
it,
you.
but they still profit, and you will still bear the blunt because he will still get that money he's losing now. So it's just what it is. But I'm just
Thank
sorry
you.
for our people because everything has to be politics.
So
Thank you.
let me respectfully disagree with my brother Josh.
But
I
my
know
man, I
we're not
thought
going back and forth
No,
here.
you can't disagree with me, my man. You and myself are not arguing. You can't disagree with me.
No, I want to disagree with you on this one.
Anyone disagree with me, they're all
We in
arguing.
healthcare, we tend to use the word evidence-based a lot. There are Liberians that have proven that they can do this thing. We are not saying do not embrace diverse ideas from other people. We are saying there are our own that have shown to us that with the little resources they have on their own, they can produce. All they need is an empowerment.
Thank you.
Armstrong Jabba used his own resources to develop a huge rice farm that he has been selling rice out of to the Liberian people at an even cheaper price. Evidence proved that Armstrong, when he is empowered, can do a lot more than what he's doing now. We buy peppers from Liberia. Armstrong has also proven to grow pepper in Liberia, selling it to Liberia. Once Armstrong is empowered, he can minimize the chances of Liberians buying peppers and rice from other countries. We are saying Liberian has shown to us that they can do it, empower them. Not all Liberians want to be in the cities. I know a lot of other young Liberians. I will give reference to Nima County. I deal with a lot of people from Nima that are into farming. A lot of brilliant young people in that area and all over Liberia that have proven that they can do it. Let our government empower them. George, guess what happened when Armstrong went to George Weah and his government, they rejected him. Instead of empowering Armstrong, you know what they did? They lied to the Liberian people that they were going to get rice for them. We don't know what happened to that 13 million up to today. Why not give 5 million of that to Armstrong so he can grow rice? Let's try our own people. That's what we are asking for.
Thank you. Moba, you want to come in? Then we'll take Amy.
Yeah.
Can you take me as well, please? I want to respond to my brother.
No. You look. Josh. I'm gonna say Josh. Sandy. We all agree with what you say, but I want my concern is like my sister alluded to first. She said only Liberian. That's our problem. You can't say only Liberian. All Liberian. And first of all, look, let me tell you that Cindy, to get people who really trust water in Liberia these days, bro, is I have been a victim. No, let me say this. I have been a victim 2 different times. So that put that aside. I have been a victim. So if you like for Armstrong, right? For Armstrong, I think the government, the Liberian government, Joseph Yima Bwaga, as long as he want to prioritize agriculture, he should look in that direction of that young fellow, because it seems like he have doing a great job to produce rice in Liberia. And the last time I checked, when I saw his rice and production, it was so unique. It was all in the market. So I think for that base, it's okay. But for all to come and say the importers, we shouldn't part to them. No, the importers, the government should part to them, give them because they don't want importing right in the country. Number one, let the government get them the chance. Let the government bring them on board, discuss, and say, you know what, guys, we want to prioritize our own farming in Liberia. Because no, rice is our staple food. In other countries, Ghana, Nigeria, people deal with yam, cocoa, and other things. They put plant these things there. In Liberia, we want to do the same. But we don't want to leave you behind and just go and start doing it. But we want to call you as your importer that will sit and talk. So based on that, if they agree, they can work, look at, according to the letter, work with local farmer. Then they're going to sit there and say they are said they invest in their own money. The government can come to and facilitate the project. So it's an open market. We're not.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
not
you.
trying to stop anybody from investing in farming. Let the other people come and prioritize. Like George said, in the country in America, who build America? Like foreigners. Who work in the country? More foreigners, more than the Americans. So if you give other people a chance for every background or whosoever you are, how much you can do the job. Let everybody be able to, get an opportunity and do that job. Let's see. So I see no difference by saying Liberian, the other portion. No. Let everybody get on board. The respect will come down if you get more than 20-25 farmers producing the same quantity.
So, Marva,
so
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, we have to make we have to transition a little, and
Yeah, but you said I was going to talk and we transition, right?
we are about to go to the lines, but I just want us to just touch on this issue a little bit, then we move. Okay, but make your point. Just take 20 seconds quickly.
Yeah. It's only, nobody talking about only Liberian. You're not understanding it. Right now, there is no Liberian that is bringing rice into the country. Mobile, that is not an open market. Okay, that is what we are talking about. I'm not telling you, say people who are already importing rice, take it from them. That's not what I'm saying. But they already have that. So why would you bring that into growing food when the citizens are supposed to be the one doing that? Why the foreigners import rice? The foreigners don't own land. They don't, that's not their country. That's not their home. All they can do is come to make business, import stuff and sell it. So why, if I'm going to the farm, you know how many Liberians in America here have lands that are bought land and want to go home to farm? Nobody say every 5 million people will go to the farm. That's not what we say. And I'm not telling you say go and get your money to somebody to do farm for you. Before you're talking about, you can't trust anybody. We all are victims of that. And that's not what I'm saying, for you to send your money back home for somebody to make farm for you. If you want to do it, if that's what you want to do, you go back home and do it yourself. And they got a lot of Liberians that want to do it. So if you're giving me, as a Liberian, the time and the resources helping me out to make farm, to grow food in my own country, this foreigner or this, let me stop saying that, this rice importer already have the upper hand and bringing rice. Why would you want to bring him to compete with me into growing food in my own country again? That's what we're talking about, and this is not xenophobic. That's what we're talking about. We're not.
Thank you.
How long foreigners been in our country? Nobody's saying kick everybody out, tell them to pack their bags and leave or not do business. But we're saying give Liberians, business owners, the chance, give them the upper hands too to grow.
Thank you.
To compete in their own country. That's what we're saying.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. That's a great point right there. But I want us to touch on this a little bit as we go to the lines to take some calls. Civil Service Agency, circular memorandum to all heads of GOL spending entities, and then a freeze on employment for all civil service positions. It was released on the 16th of February 2024. And there you see, it says, I present my compliments and wishes to inform all heads of GOL, that's Government of Liberia spending entities, that the Civil Service Agency, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, has placed a freeze on number one, employment for all civil service positions, effective immediately pending payroll audit by the government. This freeze will also include transfer, no salary top up, no promotion. So, additionally, all emails for processing payroll transactions are hereby suspended. Thank you for kind cooperation as we continue to work in the interest of the government and the people of Liberia. So this is what came up today. And it's important because even while we were on the radio, on this very show, I got a call from an individual today, and I was very angry when he called. And the thing the government doing. In fact, one of my sisters, she was, and we had a conversation, but I had to tell him that, look, I'm on air, we can talk here after, and so on. But this is where we are. The government says it's about to do a payroll audit. And because of that, all government spending entities, number one, at this point, there's no transfer. Nobody must transfer money anywhere. Nobody should promote, nobody should transfer one person to another ministry. Nobody should promote anybody. There should be absolutely no promotion at this point. And it goes on to say that no civil servant should experience a salary top up. Like you want to increase the salary of the person at this point. No. Everything should remain on a hold, on a standstill, until the government of Liberia can go ahead and carry on payroll audit. Now, and this is interesting because just a couple of days ago, the Anthony Colonel Kratopa, who was designated at the Ministry of State and Presidential Affairs, went for a confirmation hearing. She said, look, there were 730 non-civil servants that were discovered at the entity who were on supplementary payroll, and those individuals it was uncovered, in fact, based on an assessment that they did. And so it says a whole lot. I mean, what do you guys make of this circular, this memorandum that's coming up from the CSA? Let's start with you, George, and then we're going to go by the queue.
Look, Nelson, I think that's a good step. I'm not sure about Ms. Kra, assertion that all that know what she call. I'm not sure of it. I'm not going to sit there and say that lie or that truth, no. But I think it's a good step because the first thing is that to be able to fully understand how many people are being paid and how many people are actually working is important. So I think it's a good thing. I think until they can understand this, because we realize that our government, even before this government, their achievement was to pay salary, because I think we're paying the entire country. And when it comes to that, it becomes problematic, because if you need, almost half of the budget to pay for salaries, more than half of the budget, then what room do you have to move? It's ridiculous. So I think this is a good call. I just hope that it's not done in a manner in which certain people will be targeted. I think it should be done on a holistic basis, because when that is done, what is fair, and nobody can reject what is fair. You know what I mean? If you're not working, don't expect to get paid. It's just as simple as that. So look, I think it's a welcome exercise. I just hope that it's not done in a way that will be considered as a witch hunt for a certain group of people. It should be done on a holistic level, and I would appreciate if there's an amicable outcome that we allow people to be removed from the payroll who are not working, and people who are working be placed on the payroll and get paid, and that will help our country. Because look, Nelson, we all sit here and talk what we want to say, but look, Liberia is our home. This is the only place that we cannot be deported from. This is the only place that you enter there and then you hear people who talk like you. You know what I mean? That's the only place we want to be. So we would not want to say and say because we on this other party, so when the right thing is done by this government, we should not say. We'll say. But nothing, we still got to be skeptical, because we got to be critical so that the right thing is done. Because when we all behave like army on the show to clap for the government on everything it does, we will not go anywhere. She's smiling.
No, but this is
We will
serious
not go
because
anywhere. But that's it's true. We will not go anywhere, and that's why we remain critical. But guess what? I will commend them for this exercise, and my skepticism will continue to remain that they make sure that it's done holistic and not witch hunt certain people.
The whole discussion now that is centered around payroll audit. This is something we didn't get to see 6 years ago when President Weah took over.
No,
In
Nelson,
fact,
I disagree.
in fact, was there a payroll audit? In fact, that government
Yes.
did not audit the previous administration.
Yes, they did not.
That government did not audit the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. To a
No.
point where there was this war of words between President Sirleaf and President George Weah.
Yeah.
When President
I
Sirleaf
listen to
said
all
she
that.
left sufficient money in the coffers, President George Weah said he inherited a broken economy, broke coffers, and all of that. So to the point where the President, let's say former President Sirleaf spoke of the GDP, and President George Weah went in his church. He said, GDP,
Not develop the country, no GDP. You not finish the executive mansion. You know GDP. You bring GDP, yeah.
So all those things happen because of the way things started. The way the government that you supported or that you still support, the CDC, the way they took on. So getting to this point now where we're talking about payroll audit, taking a look at the payroll. Will you agree that based on the fact that the CDC did not do it, all of that has added to the problems that the Unity Party is trying to handle right now?
Look, Nelson, I just want to correct something here, that the CDC did a holistic audit of payroll and employees. The GSC conducted payroll audit that they discovered thousands and thousands of ghost names. People who are in America sitting down there, get them Morba Zokia. They're sitting down in America that are getting paid by the Liberian government. And when they discovered, they caught it from that. Why he got 2 jobs now? Because they discovered that Morba was getting paid. You laughing? So Morba had to go to getting 2 jobs. You see, he wouldn't have one before. So the CDC GSC did an audit on all of the employee, and even counted people head count. They go to every ministry. They used to send a circular, we are coming to this ministry. If you are working there, be there. They will go there and count. And sometimes they will go unannounced. And they did all that. And they managed to remove a lot of names. Guess what? These things would never be completely
Look,
eradicated. Let's get it clear.
And
CDC did an
George, that's where
incredible
the
job.
problem
Yeah.
is. We're about to move to the rest of the guys, so we take calls, but that's where the problem is. If you say that ghost names were removed, now let's go back. The Unity Party under President Sirleaf left the wage bill at 290
290.
292 million,
290.
292 million.
Yeah.
Yes, around there. Now, if you remove ghost names and all of those things from there, you did payroll audit and all of that. How come as soon as he took over, it rose to 320 million? If your argument is something to go by, in no time, in less than 1 year, when the CDC took over, from 292 million, I remember, it rose to 322 million or so. So how can you remove people's name? You did payroll audit, like in the case of what the Unity Party or what the CSA is trying to do now. How come you did that, but it didn't reduce the wage bill, but rather increase it to that amount by about
Nothing.
30 million?
Nothing. You know, my first year in university, there's something I was taught in psychology, right? The instructor said to us that there are two reasons why people do things. And I was completely blown. I said, what does it mean? You know, he said there are two reasons why people do things. The real reason why they're doing that and a good reason why they're doing it. And for instance, Nelson, let's say I was driving on a double road. Then I see the guy trying to fix the road. And when he's trying to put, rock on the road, so you read that he stop you getting $5. The reason he's actually doing it, the real reason why he's doing that is to get money, right? The good reason is that you want to fix the road. So having that in mind, let's go to to what you just said. The Unity Party, they are trying to do payroll audit because they want to bring their people in. They want to employ their people because there are so many people who are sitting down home, like Pastor Wade and all those guys, they want to bring them on board. But because of, I'm telling you, all the guys are sitting down home, Queen Johnson and they're sitting down home. These people, they want to bring them in. So what they want to do is that they want to clean up, to make space for physical space, to be able to move. That's why they are doing it. That's the real reason they are doing it. They're not doing it because they feel that, they want to make the payroll less congested. No, they want to bring people in. So the CDC at the same time, when they came to data audit, they needed people to bring in because there were so many people. And guess what? Government is the only employer, let me just say the biggest employer in Liberia. If you cannot employ your own people, Nelson, you cannot win any election in that country anymore. Because the people say, oh, you think for this you can take people from America and get a job, then we ruin the brain to go and vote for you. They will not vote for you. Those people need jobs. So they are clearing that thing. They are trying to find way to put their own people in. That's what's happening. So you're not being fooled. It's not political.
You're admitting here that the CDC brought her own people in.
Yes, I admit that. And they will not lie about it. Nobody can lie about it. You have to employ your own people. And that's why now the Minister of State is not a sedition. The head minister is not a sedition. I would need more. You would employ your people, Nelson. That's the whole reality of this thing.
I mean, come on.
He left for me to make sense on the show. I'm talking nonsense with me to talk. But as soon as I start making sense, you can say
Let's hear
your take. Let's hear your take.
You just contradicting yourself. That's what you say.
I'm not. The thing is that Nelson, so that's what it is. So look,
okay, thank you.
The UP will employ their people and they are trying to make wage because they cannot go. That's why they will not increase that wage that they have there. They will not increase people pay. All that thing we're talking about so blah. They will not increase pay in Liberia because Liberia, the government is the biggest employer. And you cannot increase pay when you're bringing people in. Okay.
Go ahead, sir. Sandy, go ahead.
Nelson, one thing that we will all agree on here is that our government is flooded with a lot of names of individuals that are not even alive. Our government is flooded with ghost names, as we call it in Liberia. And apart from those ghost names, our government is also flooded with duplicated names, where one individual will perhaps get paid multiple times using different names. This issue has been flagged for several years. This is not just limited to George Weah as a problem, but we can agree that the former government brought in a lot of people based on partisan lines, most of whom are not even qualified to hold certain positions. So here is the thing. The idea of cleaning up the payroll list is important. It's very much important. So I embrace the idea that everything should be on a pause right now. There should be a thorough investigation done to ensure that people that are getting paid are people actually working for the Liberian people. But I want the government to go a little further. Let the government look at the ministry and agencies. Pick only individuals that are qualified to be in the positions they occupy. It is time that we reduce the size of our government. Let's make government small. The problem in Liberia, Nelson, we think increasing the number of employees will give us productivity. Instead of holding people accountable, paying them timely, giving them their pay on time, and holding them accountable to produce, we think when we increase the number, for instance, at the Ministry of Health, then we'll get more productivity out of the Ministry of Health. That's not how you get productivity. I do what we call workflow analysis to determine if the departments that work for us need more staff or we should reduce the staff. It's time that we start to do workflow analysis to determine our capacity, employment capacity. So I want to ask the Liberian government, why you are trying to check the payroll to ensure that the right people are being paid, to eradicate the ghost names and the duplicate names, you must also look at the number of staffing in the ministries and agencies. How many individuals should be in a specific ministry to give us the productivity required for that particular ministry? If that number is more than what we have there now, do some elimination. Start a process of elimination. Remove people that are not qualified to be there. What we need to increase is the workforce in the private sector. And that's why our government should open Liberia for business. So Liberians from all over the world can do business in their country. Make it receptive. So people like us that want to do business can come home and do business. Now I have a container that arrived in Liberia today. I'm fighting with custom officer. I got 4 cars on that container. What I was promised that I'll be paying versus what I'm being told, I just got an initial bill, is triple. All kinds of things, this other tax over tax. It discourages business people. A lot of young Liberians, have money, they want to do business, they want to increase the private sector, employ their brothers and sisters, employ our own people. So our people will not be dependent on government jobs. But the atmosphere, the current atmosphere for business is not conducive. So Liberia government, instead of hiring people into government ministries, a lot of people open all the private sector, make it friendly for Liberians and other people that want to do business so that we can help you hire other people in the private sector that will not be dependent on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's my
Thank you.
answer.
So let's conclude with you, Mobile, and then Amy. Then we'll go to the lines.
Yeah, thank you. Point of correction, Josh. I never work in government, and I am looking at working in government soon. So That payroll thing
I
talking.
think George meant Vasco. Vasco in like, bro, when you came, you were getting paid back then.
Yeah, you smart. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna commend the government for that because look at me that I know the musicians who are like majority are on payroll. Therefore, they're singing muya muya behind the president. Majority of them on payroll. They just sit at home, they get paid. So I
But
think
the guys, according to information, they were consultants.
what kind of
They are
consultant?
consultants.
All that thing are vla. Did they put it there because they were singing
I
muya
who
praise
told
and
you
worship?
musician can be consultant,
No,
Baba?
but
The
listen,
guys are consultants.
listen. Little guy over there,
Josh,
right?
consultancy is consultancy, right? Was it musical consultancy or what?
No, but the man
Anyway,
get bachelor, the man got degree in HR. So I don't know why people still, that's why Liberia, you can't be versatile in Liberia. Liberia, you can
at
only get
what level
one,
does
you can
one
only, you
become
can
a
only be,
consultant? No, listen. At what level
cons-
does someone become a consultant? Is it at entry level or
no,
A
Nelson,
man
your
at Joshua in
expertise can
studio
be
making
needed
music.
at any level, Nelson. You can be a
but
No,
anyway,
consultant at any
Baba, go
level.
ahead.
Your
no.
expertise can be,
First of
Yeah.
all, those men and Joshua are in studio making music. Joshua see it. Let me help the men. You put the men on payroll. That was it. Nothing about the men were working. They were there. They get office. Nothing. So I think cleaning the payroll. Let me commend the government for that. And I'm so excited that a lot of those names that were in hearing will come out because we'll print those names up and we'll tell the Liberian people that you see all the names. One person, like my brother Cindy alluded to, one person get 5 different names. All that money going here account. But guess what? All the other people that goes. And some of them, they bring a lot of people there on that payroll because they want for the people to be singing muya muya behind it. So majority of them on our identical payroll, they're getting free money. I think it is wrong, right? Every entity or agency should get an amount of people who work into that agency so that at least why you will get 5,000 people working somewhere, then we take about 15,000 people on payroll. And the government, every day they say the government broke, the government this, the government that, no development. How will development come in the country? How? If your own self, you follow your own system, you see a lot of things going on contrary, but you there, you happy for it because it's in your shoe, because you part of the deal. That's the reason why Samuel said when he came out saying that, he said, oh, we got to put the other name there, blah, 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 because the other people they got to get paid. Government is the higher employee in the country. Yes. How will that be if you, the government, so open an avenue for companies, for jobs to come in the country, for the people to work, for you to be able to serve your people. But then you putting people on payroll to get free money. I think it is wrong. And we must commend it. Though, like I tell somebody last time, right? This government that we fought to bring in power, we're not coming sit down and close our mouth. When they do the right thing, we'll commend them, and what they're doing, we'll commend them for it. Because that's the reason why we fought. That was the reason why we fought until we reach to the end. So that tomorrow, when they're doing something, we'll be proud of them and what they're doing. Let it clean the road. Let it take the ghost cleaner on payroll. Let it tell the Liberian people how many people on certain payroll, how many people getting, how many money going to certain entity. It will be a help to the country. The country will save a lot of money. So I'm gonna commend the government. You know, I'm really excited for the bold step they are taking.
Thank you. Emmy, you want to take us to the phone lines?
Sure, why not? So, yeah, everybody already said it. I'm looking forward to more audits. Not just this is a big deal because it's putting a lot of burden on our country. The last time I think I forgot how many percent someone said that goes to payroll of the budget, and the remaining percentage was nothing to it couldn't do much for the country. So it like Liberia is just living for payroll. Okay, so this is a big deal. And like Sandy was saying about his container, that's another thing. And that's one when we're just talking about the rice business. I've also learned that the people that are taking importing rice and other stuff, non-Liberian citizens, they have tax breaks and stuff. Then they have a lot of help. But Liberian business owners don't. They are being stepped on. They are being undermined in their own country. No one is saying that nobody else should come in and do business. I have family that are from other places too. I would never be the one to say that. Okay. But my people from Marshall Territory needs to be able to do what if they want to. Everybody's not going to make business and everybody's not going to go on the farm. We all know that. Okay, but what about the ones that want to do it and they are being stepped on and they are being undermined and they are being pushed down? What about those ones? When we talk about it, they say, oh, Liberian people lazy, or they will eat your money, or they will not be the one, or the other person grow this place here, or the other person develop this place. We know all of that. But so you can't give the other people who wants to do it because of few people, you don't want to give other people a chance to do the same thing. And this is why the payroll. And you know, my brother George, you're very funny. And I said, that's why I said you're contradicting yourself. You first started, you said, oh, it's commendable. It's a good thing. It's this, that. CDC did it. Blah, blah, blah. Where? When Nelson asked you, so if CDC did it, then how come CDC have on 100 and more something now on the payroll, 700 or whatever? How come it doubled after they did it? The math is not mapping, brother. And then you want to come out, oh, they won't do it now because they won't put our own people there. They want to, like, you just can't help yourself. You talk about, you want to come on here all the time preaching to us, we should stop putting politics and everything, but that's what you do. You politicize everything. This is a good thing, George, for Liberia. Not for sedition, not for UP, not for anybody, for Liberia. Okay? So it shouldn't be anything that we should, it didn't start where we are. Like my brother Cindy said, which is right. A lot of bad stuff went on in other government and stuff like that. So when they're saying stuff that happened before, we were just on steroid. I'm sorry. Their government was just on steroid. They just went overboard with everything. And when they did that, that's when internet and social media started coming. So they were more exposed to what they did than other people. But it doesn't mean most of the things that started on them. So when you criticize it, be genuine. Be sometimes be objective is okay. And I'm not coming here to be kissing governments like you said. But I'm not going to criticize something because you think that had no reason for me to criticize it. Not be what I'm going to criticize is what God told me to tell the Liberian people that He was going to audit. He told me to tell the Liberian people in the first 100 days, no car was sticking in the mud. If none of that happening after those days, I would come and criticize it. Now when Waga go visit his friend to talk about Liberia and say, oh, how can he tell her what a man said to him, what a man says hello first, or he said hello first? No, I'm not into that. That is not what I'm interested in.
Our brother Alfred, thanks for joining us. You came late to church, so you will sing your song. We'll come back from the phone lines. We need to take few calls from our folks here following the show. So real quick, we will take you once we come from the lines, Alfred. Please let's start to take calls 0555101075. Is the number, and then the WhatsApp number I'm going to pin right up here so that you can make your input on WhatsApp as well. So, but let's take our first call from this line. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning, Nelson.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
I'm John Squito calling from PJ Rehab.
John Squito, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Okay, let me just comment all the panelists that in studio and also sorry for Jody. Jody won't come on board what you see. So, actually, for what animal that did, more than 6 years, Hello? Yeah, what the comment minister did within 1 week, they almost had 20 years power. And you understand, you always work within that thing. So, but more will come. I tell you. And Judge, you want to come over, you see, he will come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's show you there and go to the WhatsApp line and take this person. Hello, you are live now. Let's hear you.
Yeah, because
can you say your name first and where you're calling from, sir?
I'm calling from the U.S. I'm Dr. David.
Okay.
George, brother-in-law, the new public work minister. is the one in charge now in the Boaca government. And
No,
I
no, no,
believe
no, no, no.
George,
Wait, sir.
George understands.
You made George run away.
that
Hello, hello,
education
sir.
is all
Hello,
in
sir.
line with
Hello, sir.
yes,
Hello.
Corona. Yes.
You know, the way you came in, you made George to disappear from the screen and he has reappeared. I mean, how did you get to know that? You just came in with George Brother-in-law at the Ministry of Public Works. You know, we want to be more about the issues. But anyway, go ahead, make your point.
Thank you, Nelson. I know the caller told you last time that you tell a lot of people thank you enough, but I appreciate what you said. Thank you. I want to move forward to what Sandy was saying. You know, Sandy have a very good experience when it comes to laying out what Liberians want to do back home, and some of the feedback they go through. It is very sad when Liberians take issue to the port and they have to go through the honor man just to collect money for the day to care home to feed their family.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And to every business, they give business license. The Liberians use the business license to give it to other Nigerians or other foreigners that actually crush the whole business. And when you take your containers there, now they start to collect the money. And for this reason, people see it like passing on what you're supposed to have to another person. The guy we talking about are producing rice. Each time I watch the Spoon Show, when you and CEO was distributing rice to Liberians, it was good that we have to use that means to give our rice to our people. But looking at this, the Liberians have a very vast land that rice grew in some 3 or 6 months, that it can buy a yellow machine, use the farm, and then stir it up again. So as rice can be there, instead of negotiating with business people to bring rice, we should stop feeling people instead of empowering people. And then we use this thing now to enlarging the farm. There are too many brothers and sisters who went to high school and didn't get out. They can't find anything to do. They think that everything they do have to ride motorcycle. It really don't make sense. But you can go into the farming. And from there, you find your way into where you have to go.
Thank you,
it's
sir.
It's very sad. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your contribution. Though you guys say I shouldn't be saying thank you. Hello. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. You're live. Your name and where you call from?
Hey, as usual, my name is Josiah Nyepa from Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. The topic is interesting, but one thing we need to know that Liberians don't like one another. Look, you can get all the money in America here and carry a lot of food or containers or businesses to Liberia. When you get to that free port, trust me, when you speak as Liberian, you're done. Business finished, because you'll be undermined and your business will collapse in the first place. So, I mean, if Boaca, who have been in government for 40 years, we will look at what it means for Liberia to be developed and for Liberia to have a economy in your own hands. I think you will do better. You will look back and say, look, I can do this thing. We should be talking about agriculture, because Boaca was there before.
Okay.
And what we said about all the things, so Boaca should do better. And in our agricultural sector, you start importing rice. And then the final thing I said was that we gotta work. I would not be successful at Liberian because our culture, I would not doing things.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Let's go to the local line and see if we can take a call from here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning. I'm Harrison Saimbo, calling from Tottenham, Birmingham County.
Yeah, from Birmingham County. Go ahead.
I want to stress a few points on your platform this morning. And we'll talk about the reproduction. One fellow mentioned that he had a farm and he hired people, and it was not easy for them to go and help. And this is what happened in Birmingham County. I had a friend who was producing pepper and bitter ball. He hired people to go there and wait for him to pay them $250 and feed them over it. And those boys refuse. Only when the man garden produce, time to harvest, they will go, when moon is shining, they will go there and harvest. By the time he come on the farm, he come in the market, he later produce, then so we market. All right. And I want to also press on that when we pay attention rather to producing our own rice, I think it will help us a lot because the economy will also be boosted.
Okay.
In that our own will be bought. I remember Tottenham Town or Toba Town when Toba took over. People say the president was selling pepper. And this is the best president that will ever kill in this country. People praise him because he was farming and he was selling his goods on the market. People turn against it. He created avenue for scholarship for our brothers to go and study. When they went to study, they came back, they formed a whole lot of Moja, Ururu, and all of those things, and poison our mind. That's the type of system the nine issue came about, where's right, which of that time, I was now a little boy now. I'm 63 years old now. That time, children all have rare issues. But they make they question our mind in such a way that we say that only Liberia are having that issue of rationing rest practice.
Thank you.
I think we as Liberians, we need to move our mind. When something is being done, let us improve it. Embrace it.
Thank you, sir.
And work towards it. Secondly, I talk about the ghost. The ghost name, the only way this ghost name will be eradicated or minimized is when the actual people, like in Bomi here, there was a human resource that was sent to the government hospital. Started erasing the ghost name and there was problems. And they argue with him until he has to finally leave the post and was transferred to different places because he cannot get the chance to eradicate, to remove the ghost name from there. So I thank you very much for giving the opportunity to speak on your platform this morning.
Okay. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Please go ahead, sir. Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Xavier after Kikuni.
You say you're calling from where?
Pinsville.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly.
I just want to comment on what Joy is saying. Joy said, if a party does not, employ most of her people, they can never win elections in this country. And which is what they did. And they did not win. And two, President Walker have to do more than what he did in the past when it comes to the agriculture sector. Without this, any government that does not prioritize agriculture in Liberia, that government will never and ever succeed. So we are encouraging Walker. We believe in him. We are from the agriculture sector. We are here with him. And we can do more.
Thank you.
Prioritize agriculture and the country will move further.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Let's hold you there. We'll take the last 3 calls and try to wrap up. Time is not much on our side. Hello, you're live. Let's hear your name, sir, and where you call from.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Yes, sir.
I'm Edwin Abuso, and I call you from Patrick Factory.
Go ahead, sir.
It's saying your ex-military personnel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead, sir. It's good to have you on tonight.
Yeah, brother. Thank you. Thank you to your panelists.
So you're going back to the barracks, or what's going on?
The owner said we investigate, so we're waiting for the investigation.
Ah, okay. Okay. That's a great one. So, but anyway, let me not. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, with the rights issue you just spoke about, I listened to your panelists and.
Hello. Hello. Sorry. Hello, are you there? Okay, please go ahead. Hello. Wow. There seems to be a problem here. Hello.
Good morning, brother Nelson.
Hello.
Yes, you get me?
Yeah, go ahead. You're live
Okay, that's me calling from Boston.
from Boston. Let's
Thank
see.
you very much for the show. And to my main concern here, please discuss it with the CEO. At least you need to get one emergency number for this station. This too big, so that's something that people want to call you to inform you. No way. Yeah, please. And for the red issue, it's just starting. So, you know, and some of the staff, you start crying for the first day, you still don't cry. That's your way. As if you get a cry. Because here, if we're taking money from NSA, you're telling somebody what in America.
So no.
I can prove it. So I'm taking money from NSA here too.
Who Josh? The George we get on the show are taking money from NSA?
Yeah, that one in the studio calling somebody needs to put in America.
No. Listen now. Listen. Let's be respectful in doing this thing. You mean that George are on the show? Why he living here, sir? Why he living? Where he living?
Huh?
Where the George living?
George in the States.
Which state?
Oh, that's not the my number. They'll call me tomorrow.
No. I want for her to settle the thing on air. You bring your air. Oh, the man drop the line.
Run away. The man can lie and get you so.
No, but good for Josh. That's very Josh guy.
We gotta investigate that. We gotta audit that.
We gotta audit
Josh,
that.
you build NSA payroll.
That moment he wanted to call.
Let's take this person. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from, sir. You live on the show. Let's hear you.
Okay. This is Minister Bongo, former chair of Peace.
Okay.
And I always admire you, Nelson, behind the microphone.
Thank you.
And the show was great today. And for what the assembly was saying, I think we have to start empowering our own Liberians and stop practicing the xenophobic. If we can empower our own Liberians and give them the resources, and then we can see the best out of them. But if we stay practicing the xenophobic, we'll go nowhere. Every day we talk about race issues, and there's no implementation. So I think we have to all get on the ground and then start doing something better. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks for your contribution. Hello. You're live. Your name and where you call from. Oh, we lost this person. So let's squeeze this one in quickly. Hello.
Hello, good morning, bro. How are you guys?
Yeah, can you reduce the volume of the radio, please? Can you do that?
Oh, my name is Garrison. I'm calling you from Tingle Bell.
Go ahead, sir.
So it is very saddening. There's a rice mill that the project are working with that gave to 4 different places in Liberia. The rice mill, it can produce 13 tons a day. One is in Beijing, Lima County. Women get 1 in Campley. Mama Kamara get 1 in Fuya. John Sherman get 1 in Vonyama City.
Yeah, so what's your point, sir?
So we're talking about producing rice. At least the government can help these 4 people like rice and get them equipment that will produce our rice and pay this rice, and then they can help to be selling it in this country. This rice mill are very, very big rice mill, and not small rice mill. Go anytime you can go Beijing. Beijing is just like 25 kilometers away from Ghana. You can go Campley, you see the rice mill. You will go for your mom. As a calling people who know what I'm saying, they will call and tell you it's true. John Samuel is there. One of the men I just got elected in local county of
Momo Cyrus?
The senator, brother John.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So we need people that will help these people. The government can help these people and empower them. And then get even lower grant, and people will produce and be pay money and help like people to be getting wrecked.
Thank you.
Just sitting there and people don't, it was the government, it was to help.
Let's take
Exactly.
the final person. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank
The
you.
final call now. Hello.
Hey Nelson, what's going on, bro?
Yes, sir. We okay. It's good to have you on.
Man, yeah, thanks for the show. I joined your show late tonight. Hey, let me ask you a question first. What's happened to the guy, Fidel? How's he coming on now? Have you been able to check on him so far? Fidel
Yeah,
Nelson and the guy.
yeah. Fidel Nelson, the guy who appeared on the show, just the
Yeah,
other
that was
night.
yeah.
Yeah, we spoke, and yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. Yeah, but we're gonna get
Very
Fidel
good.
on. We're gonna get Fidel on. There are some
Okay.
updates with respect to that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna get him on maybe tomorrow or so. Yeah, we're gonna get him on. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Nelson, I was losing my mind. I know you got a little angry with me, but I was losing my mind. But here is my take on this. We all speak of the private sector every day. Anyway, my name is Harry. I call from Virginia, and we speak of private sector a lot every day.
Yeah.
But there is still the bigger issue that we have not addressed, and we keep speaking on this. Look, private sector can drive their own. They have potential, but one of the things the government needs to do, I hear someone say the government needs to open up. Open up what? All the government has to do is to create the environment that will attract people. Let's start doing a mediocre thing like, rest. You can expand private sector. All you have to do, look, create the environment. Make your country, attractive to foreigners. Capital can flow into your country. Foreign investment can flow. But let me tell you something else. Folks are doing feasibility study all over the world. They're on the internet. And the world is a global village right now. Folks they are all on the net checking country where they can go and invest. There are folks all over the world that got tons of money, even in the US, that they can come and invest. But they want to invest in a secure environment. But Liberia is not there yet. Even your Capitol Hill, those folks are corrupt. Imagine someone come and say, hey, I want to go invest in district number 10. Or maybe part of Bon County. And there's one senator over there who is telling the guy, man, you need to put $10,000 in my bank account before you can invest here. Businessman doesn't like that. So you got to fight corruption first. That's the first thing. We got to declare war on corruption to make sure that when people are coming to invest, you don't drive them away. You don't threaten them for money. You don't do that. You got a group of guys on capital that just corrupt, and they got to stop this corruption to move the country forward.
Thank you, sir.
Other than that, we're going nowhere with all these big plans. We're going nowhere. We are corrupt. We are lawless. Nobody wants to come in an environment like that. You got to fix the law first.
Thank you.
Look at those things. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Well, I think we have to.
We're talking about agriculture today,
and then we can give it up to give it to Alfred. Alfred, can you take 2 minutes, make your point, and just do your closing? I didn't know that George was on NSA payroll. So all along we've been on this platform.
We're going to investigate that is a man.
George never told us that he's been on NSA payroll. You see? But anyway, go ahead, Alfred.
Yes, I want to say good evening. To my panelists here tonight. What's going on? I'm getting a feedback.
Can we all mute?
Okay.
The only feedback you get is yourself.
No, I don't think so. Somebody else down there. Yeah, I think it's okay now. Yeah, so like I said again, I was listening in the back, but I thought to come on tonight to kind of join to my way in my 2 cents on this conversation. Nelson, one of the problem we have in our country is dishonesty. There's a serious problem with Liberia. We don't trust each other. Even here in the United States, the only time you see Liberians come together, I'm speaking from my own experience as a leader in the community. The only time we come together, maybe somebody died. You will never see, if you have an idea on business, something, you want to talk to Liberians about it, they will be the want to discourage you. I talked to a few Liberians here. I got a life insurance license. I talked to a few Liberians for all to come together to have our own, to create our own life insurance company. You know what is that telling me? Whether you get money before you start a business here. Because they have been conditioned to waking up in the morning, going to work, and coming home 5 o'clock. So when you talk to them about talking to people and how to sell your business to people just by talking, they look at it from the very short term. How much you get right now? So most of the guys that I talked to, they discouraged me and they went away. That big plan I had, I said to them, we're not able to do it.
And you
So one of
yourself,
the
you
things that we need to
discourage,
address,
you discourage yourself as well,
one
Alfred.
of the things that we need to address is the issue of dishonesty. The culture of impunity in our country is so much that every time we come with big lashing on the government, oh, the government did, the government not doing it. We ourselves, we are the problem. Look at Freeport, for example. I listened to my brother Jala, you are talking about the kind of thing, the kind of stress they can go through at the Freeport Monrovia. I wanted to send a car, a small Nissan Camry. I wanted to send to Liberia in 2019 to my brother. The man charging me here $3,000 for the car to carry to Liberia. Then when you reach to Liberia, I have to pay $1,500. I said, "Boy, I will just pour that money together." I sent to my brother, saying about the guy in Liberia, no need. So we will have to clean up everywhere. And Joe Boakai, like I said yesterday, he's part of the last generation of leaders that ever rose up in our country from the 1940s. After Joe Boakai, you'll be seeing young faces coming to the presidency. So he has a lot to do. He needs to lay the foundation for this country so that those young people that will come after, we can be proud of ourselves. All of us are sitting on this panel. We can be proud of ourselves to say, yeah, we follow, we fight. We can look back and say, it was our advocacy that led to this foundation that we are enjoying today. And that's why we are saying to the people in the government, the young people, that Joe Boakai is giving leadership to, go there and do it well. Government is not a place to come and get rich. We have to change our mindset. Government is not a place to come and get rich. Lastly, Nelson, good money hate bad environment. Good money hate bad environment. I listen to one of the callers here talking about corruption. Some of our lawmakers, they have the physical cash, $15,000 US. They didn't say it before in their life. And so many come to you and give you 10,000, they won't take a cocoa. They don't think about the future. They don't think about the future. What they can get now is what crippling our country. So I just hope that Mr. Boakai will stay on his feet and make sure in a not too distant future, people that are not doing our way start firing some people because we don't have no time to waste. Liberia is 176 years old. The children that are living in Liberia when I came to the state, I was around 13. Most of them are 21, 22 years old. No future because our private sector is completely dead. Everybody wants to come in government before they can survive.
Thank you, Alfred. Thanks a lot. George, you want to do your 1 minute closing?
Yeah, so Nelson, thank you, and thank you to our listeners and my fellow panelists here. It's been a wonderful show. You know, we are here to educate and as well as entertain, and that's why we make the jokes and everything. But our people in Liberia, they can lie. The word Liberia, I think that where it derived from, people who can lie. My brother came on a show called and said, "I'm getting paid for NSA," and it is laughable. But you know what? That's the kind of people we got. That people that say, "Joe, we had a rule."
No, George. It's a name on NSA payroll. It's a name on NSA. The brother said he knows you. He said he knows you very well. He said you live
living in America. Yeah,
you
living in
live in
America.
the States, and he knows you very well. He said
He knows me very well. Now, see, look. The reason why I did not go to Liberia to take up a job is because I felt that people in Liberia are jobless. There are almost 300 people graduating from university every year, and there's no job facilities. And that's why you will see the proliferation of musicians. People will start like in Ivory Coast, because that's why it is also similar to Ivory Coast. People graduate, and some people are university graduate, and the only thing they will do to resort to being musicians. That's why we get a lot of musicians, because they gotta get side hustle, people gotta hustle. That's the reason why I did not go back to Liberia to take up job, because I felt that people who are in Liberia deserve it more than me. I should not go and cover that one little job again, from somebody who's supposed to get it to help their family, to make their mother proud of them as well. Because when God bless you, in our global language, they say, "Komo bu you omo you will buy." You know what I mean? He said, when a white man knows you, know your friend. So it meant that because our privilege,
I don't know who said that.
oh yeah, global people, yeah. That global I just spoke there. Yeah, I can't speak Loma. I'm a Loma member. I can't speak Loma, but I can speak global because my mom is global. They say, "Kobo, you will buy." Any global man, when you say that thing, they will laugh. It
Man,
means when a white man knows
now
you,
correct Grebo is speaking, man. Please go
that's
ahead.
correct one. That's correct
Now
one.
what does
That's
that
correct one.
Grebo?
Correct one. Kobo you back. Kobo, that mean that the queer people, white people. They say when you mean know you, then you will know your friend. So I decided, look, since the white men know me, let me help my brothers. And look, we continue to be blessing to people back home. We are not people who try to put it on our faces or try to trumpet ourselves, but look, we want to make Liberia better in our little way possible. So when my brother comes over here to lie intentionally, just to demean me, to make me to, Liberia people got a crab mentality. Once, they are not getting out, you can't get out. They will pull you down. So this guy want me to be one of the people who, in Liberia and looking for it all the way possible, even the illegal way. I'm not like that. But let me take it to our talking points today. Look, my sister Amy, it is okay. The thing is, there are so many ways for people to
Oh,
create.
that talking you did, you're not closing?
See, Nelson, my man, Nelson, you're not using your button. As far as the woman power business, you inside or that something else, I don't know. You need to be using the buttons, the red button, press it, Amy, press it. They'll go behind.
No,
So the
say,
thing
how
is,
many
Nelson,
minutes do we have to close? After all
when
the
you
talking
when you
about it, he
when
said,
you
now let me
when,
go back
when
to
you
closing.
I mean, you are seriously interrupting. I mean, no. I
yeah,
mean, you're
You
always
see?
interrupting. At first, it was
Okay.
especially
Mama.
me, yeah,
It was
especially me,
Mama
yeah.
who was
I'm telling
constantly
you, because the
interrupting, but
moment
now,
somebody else start
no.
talking, you start saying, thank you, thank
I
you,
mean,
thank you.
our co-moderator, something is going on here. Our
Now why
co-moderators,
you need to change them, Nelson? I need to be the
because
co-moderator.
Mama used to
Because I
be
don't
that
even know
guy
the
who was
criteria which you
constantly interrupt.
selected
But
these
this
two
guy,
people.
this
These two
Mama is
people.
cool. He doesn't interrupt. But I mean
When
is
one
the one
moderator is
interrupting.
being biased, you have to call them out. That's not disturbing. It's calling them out.
Let me go ahead, Nelson.
Yeah, just conclude
There are
in 20
yeah,
seconds. Okay.
there are so many ways to critique things. One of the most effective way of critiquing people and things is that to say the good things first. Then you get their attention. Then you whistle them good. They can learn quickly. That's the most educated way of critiquing things. But if you start with the bad things the person did, the person is not listening to you. The person just feel you hate them. But you say, "Oh look, Amy, great job." However, you see it. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. That person will listen. That person will feel that it's a constructive criticism. And that's what I try to do. But, we don't do that here because everything has to be politics. But look, I commend the government for deducting 25 cents from rice price. Let's wait to see how effective that's going to be. And also the payroll audit that is going on. Hopefully, it's not a witch hunt that is being introduced. We are hoping it's not, because if that's the case, we're going to stand against it. We're going to completely reject it, because Liberia is not a place for such place. We are very close knit people. Like almost everybody knows everybody in Liberia. Does it not seem like that to you? I think so, man. If I now Patrick Okai, I know him, Patrick the Boss Okai, I know all these guys, and we are like, I know a lot of people. There are no Nelson. You see, we are like close knit people. We shouldn't be able to disadvantage other people just for our own political interest or anything. So, look, thank you. God bless you all. God bless Liberia, and have a wonderful time.
Thank you, sir. Sandy, let's hear you, sir.
We had another great show, and I want to thank the panelists, listeners, and all of those in the comment section for being here tonight with us. I want to leave here tonight by reminding our government that your greatest resource is your human resource. You may have the diamond, the gold, the timber, the iron ore, but if you do not have the human resource, your country goes nowhere. And that is why we need to start developing our human resource. And that is why we need to start respecting the human resource of Liberia. No one will come out of Liberia with the greatest intent to build Liberia. It is only Liberians that have the greatest intent to build our country. We Liberian outside of Liberia, for example, in the United States, where am I? We may love these places, but deep down in our hearts, Liberia comes first. We may make all the money here, we may get all the education from here, we may have all the job titles here, but deep down in our hearts, we want to see Liberia better. And that's why Liberians outside of Liberia are doing everything, working 2-3 jobs to develop their country, to support their family. I say there to say to our government, we are not saying do not give business opportunity to foreigners. We are saying prioritize your own Liberian. At the end of the day, it is Liberian that will develop Liberia. Those foreigners that are doing business in Liberia, they are there for business. And I can assure you, at the end of the day, they have hearts for their country. They may love Liberia temporarily, but the greatest intent behind their businesses is to develop their own countries.
Thank you.
To prioritize your own Liberians. So, Nelson, I don't know where the thank you coming from. George couldn't get thank you, but for me, I'm getting thank you because I'm Sandy.
There you guys go.
You see what I mean?
There you guys
go. Let us start to prioritize our own people. But again, the young people, Liberians in and out of our country, we must not shy away from the business of Liberia. It concerns all of us. So if you are given an opportunity to come on the platform, let us discuss issues in the interest of Liberia and not in the interest of individual politicians. Let us start to love our country. Let us start to discuss issues that will develop our country. Let us unite for the love of Liberia. Let Liberia be the first on all of our hearts. I want to thank you, Mr. Eddie Russell, for being here tonight. Ambassador Midik, thank you for being here. Mr. James Walker, thank you for being here. My good brother and friend now, Lloyd Mafela, thank you for being here. Ruth Goba, thank you for being here tonight. Momolu Molly, thank you for being here. Nathaniel, thank you for being here. Mr. Atosay, thank all of you and everyone else in the comment section for interacting with us. We will be here again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Finally. Moba?
Yeah, thank you. Let me clear my throat. So, brother, on NSA payroll, wow, that's good. Yeah, it was a great show. Thank you to all our listeners and on Radio Land and all the panelists. Well, my only concern and my message to JMB, my concern would be, a lot of people rushing him too much and didn't let him take his time. The other people from the other side pushing him too much, let him take his time. There go 1 month in this government, and I believe this government will do better. It will change the life of many Liberians. And I think we the Liberians, again, we need to change our mindset. Like, Liberians back, like most Liberians, they are not, like my brother said, are not, like, they can patronize their own Liberian business, number one. Number two, they always envy their brothers and sisters, and it happening all, like, it's, look, you see Nigerian, they always together, no matter what. They will always do things the way. You see Nigerian men get a place. All the Nigerian men, what they want buy, the Nigerian people, what they want buy, that the place will go. I don't say we do in Liberia, but at least when your brother struggle here and try to help back home, try to put you somewhere, try to open avenue. Look, try to help that brother. That's how a country develop. But if somebody struggle too hard and try to help other people, we're speaking on the basis of government perspective because everything can be the government. Every day we come knock on the government. We say the government this, but let me check me ourselves too. We'll come here, we say every bad thing about the government every day. The government got to do this, the government got to do that. But you check yourself? No. But you just there sitting and waiting to destroy other people when even they're trying to invest or try to do things for you. You're destroying. So as we're beating on the government and other people trying to open avenue for other Liberians too, you guys need to be serious and focus on it because it's not everything will come from the government. The government can employ everybody. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. How many job creation now you think the government will bring to Liberia? First of all, your infrastructure development is damaged. You get no quarrying. Look at last night. CEO Ted, I think who were on Broad Street. The whole country they're looking at hell. Hell said better because I didn't want to sit on there dancing. You can see the car. You can see the fire from there.
Come on.
Yes.
You know,
Thank
sit on
you.
Well, sit on there. My man, Nancy, don't call me old man. That's the thing.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll get any conclude, right? Well, sit on there dancing, you'll see the light. But look at Broad Street. Somebody go to take it. You can see one light in our country. How company will come in the country? How company will come? They put look at your security, look at your light, they look at your infrastructure, all those things they got to see there before they come. So I think we got to give the government chance, let them work towards these things so it can be the best of our interest. A lot of people now crying, the government did, the government that, the government did. You get a government chance. The government take it but then one more, we hate rest. Everybody confused. We hate gasoline. Everybody confused. Y'all come down. We will hit them one at a time, and the Liberian people will see them. And at the LEC, trust me, we'll get ourselves a 7 months from now. Thing will be better than it was ever before. I submit.
Well, thank you.
That's the big argument, brother. I want to ask you sit on before.
Yeah, I know where you saw sit on.
No, man, but like you, look at the way Broad Street was dark. People said doing bad thing, you know. Look at whole capital city. They're like hell.
George want us to say that kind of darkness with us, so it's in we have to.
It was worse.
That's what he want us to say, but too bad for him. But anyway, yes, my brother Cindy had just laid everything out, and as much as we beat on our family and friends there, yeah, they do have this behavior or mindset that people here are made out of money, or we walking around sweeping money or picking up on the trees and stuff. Even all the time we sit here, see hurt for them, right? The lives they're living and try to help out. Help me, help you. That's what Mama said. No trust. It will go down the drain because they will think you're stupid, or you have continue for the money sitting back here. That when you send it, that's their own. They can just lavish it and that's it. And then people will get disappointed. Like the other night, the brother called here. He was the same agriculture that we're talking about today. Not everybody would be into farming, but I'm pretty sure you got a lot of people there that also want to do it. We cannot judge everybody on what few people had done. There's a lot of good people in Liberia. There's a lot of trustworthy people in Liberia. Despite of the ones that we have experienced, you still have people there that really are down to earth, that are really, really, they have integrity. They are really, really committed and down to earth, So we can't crucify everybody for few people. If the government wants to, and tonight my brother was saying, open what up. We know about our economy. We know about businesses coming in. You got to let foreigner come in. That's not what we were talking about here tonight, brother. We're talking about agriculture. We already have people in there bringing food, rice, or whatever food, bringing it in. Our people are not a part of it. We say get our people involved so it can be a playing field, everybody in the playing, and not just people from outside. But the people that are in the country that are part of the country, let them be a part of it as well. Let them be a part of growing the food, and those other people be a part of bringing it in. So let's be a competition. And let's see. If I want country rice, I want to eat country rice, I will go and buy country rice. If the other people want to eat what they call it pusawa, they will go and buy pusawa. What's the big deal? That's all we are asking for. And everybody would not want to do it. Okay. But you have people that Ashton Jabba. You have a lot of Ashton Jabba over there. My brother-in-law, he just bought 25 acres of land. All he wants to do is to go home and farm. You have a lot of people like that here. But if the environment, like my brother Cindy said, is not, it's not conducive, nobody will want to do that. Like, look at sending a container home. Even the rice mill that the guy was talking about. What if I want to bring a rice mill and put it on a big train, Margiri and Grand Bassa, to get it out of that Freeport? Would I have the money like my brother Cindy said, charging this size, and that's tax because I'm a Liberian? These are the things that we are talking about. We want to come and help build our country because nobody can do it for us. We will want to see what the foreigner will take that money and take it back to their country. The same part I got I'm in America, but I'm thinking about Liberia. That's the same thing. That foreigner in Liberia, they're thinking about Lebanon, they're thinking about India. Their heart is not in Liberia.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay, Nelson, I'll hear you later. So when we're talking about these
Guys,
things,
we have to go.
we're talking about it from out of love. We're not talking about it because we want to be what those xenophobic or something. No, that's not it. We love our country and we want to see it do better. That's all. Nelson, sleep it. Let me leave him alone. Thank you, guys. Let us have love Liberia.
No, but like Cindy, why you thought it's true, my man, to trust people back when
So Moba, what else? What new will come in? Moba.
No, that's serious, my man. Look, let me tell you, right? I've lost more than 3 businesses in Liberia. I alone. I invest a lot of money. Now, I hear people talking about people trust. It just made me wait to God in heaven. I got sick, so I'm ready to get time for to trust people.
Thank you very much.
Cindy, it's hard, man. To be frank, it's hard.
Well, guys, I think we had a great show.
I know, Maggie.
A great show.
It's been a great
Thank you, Maggie, for coming here. It was a great show. Thank you, Maggie.
But Maggie, look at the time.
It's been a great interaction today. I think we had a great show.
We can see the love in your eyes.
No, but Maggie can make it. Maggie knows she can make it. She wore black and all she can make it. So she brought vanilla flower and all she couldn't make it. So but at the end of the day, we have to go.
my man, they say Prophet King went to jail at you.
But wow, who can put that key in jail? The man get a big key.
They say the man counting that way. They say the man counting that way. He waved it say.
On the show drinking wine, but I came on the show with hack and you took me up on that. That's not
cranberry juice.
I cranberry juice. You drink
Wait, you mean you carried that can for that can was ready filled in a container?
Yeah, I drink a lot.
The man put the sugar in your system.
No, they want sugar, my man. Sugar, I ain't get sugar.
My man, I know that thing. I sugar, but that thing, I know it.
I mean, people, you can put plenty sugar. You didn't get that sugar.
I did not natural, bro.
Drinking wine. I can see.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful time. Maggie, call me.
Have a good night.
We can make a closing.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Alfred.
Make a closing on my phone.
Thank you, Cindy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Moba. And I'm in Masha territory. We want to say thanks a lot as well. We look forward to a great show tomorrow. Maggie, you can join us tomorrow because you know anything we've been talking that you want to do closing on. So
I was not watching from the back.
Come on, Maggie. We want to say thank you as well, Amy.
You my beautiful sister, Amy.
Well, guys, that's how I would like to draw down the curtains on the show today. Join us tomorrow for another edition of the Late Night Show. Until then, have a good night. I'm Nelson Collet. Liberia is all we have. Let's remember to keep the peace. Because at the end of the day, this is the only country from which we can all not be deported. And of course, we owe it a lot to see to it that our country do better. And that is going to happen with the effort of every single person. In every way you can, to create the kind of Liberia that we want to see. It's only when we envision it that we can realize it. So till we come away again, I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to all of you who have been in the comment section, Edwin and Clark, Miss Blessing. Miss Blessing said, I wanted to sleep. Yes, indeed. My eyes are heavy. It's almost 5 a.m. here in Liberia. Eddie Russell, Ambassador Medic Pat, Ruth Goba, Lloyd Mafila. Yes, I appreciate all of you for always being here with us on the Late Night Show. We'll be here tomorrow. Until then, have a good night and bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon.